Now are we better? Can you guys hear me? Let's see what that first comment comes through. Can you hear me? I know you can see me. We have liftoff! All right, so I am going to go back through and say every single thing I said before. This is the Star Wars special, so if you guys love Star Wars, you are in the right place. I do not know everything about Star Wars, so hopefully we're going to have a nice cast of characters to fill in the spots here on the show to keep that Star Wars knowledge going. And I know Fumbling, he is a huge Star Wars guy. That is what his handle is based around, Fumbling Through the Galaxy. So I can't wait for him to inform all of us on the things that we may or may not already know about Star Wars. Per usual, I'm going to give the show a few minutes before I open up the actual, or before I actually start the show. But there's going to be, the usual things, the usual current events, the topics of interest. I went to a couple thrift stores today. Ultra Liger, I was living through you today, so I stayed away from the big box stores and went strictly to the thrift shops. I did check out Target this morning. I'm a liar. Wanted to see if they had that haul-a-thon. They did not. So, on that note, I'm going to flip the camera off because you know how we do. Viewer discretion is advised. We are 420 friendly. I do it off screen. Maybe someday I'd get monetized. We're trying to get to that 500 mark. I had a moment of, a momentary lapse of judgment the other day, and I was talking to the man who laughs, and I was out on a ledge, let's just say metaphorically, and he was there to put the safety net into place and or talk me off the ledge. Not a suicidal thing. Oh man, I didn't even think of that. Not an unliving kind of moment. Just am I sure I want to do this? So, that being said, let's flip the camera over. We'll give it a few minutes. We'll let more people pour in, and then we will get on with the show. Mucho appreciated, my friend. If anybody is 420 friendly, now is the time to hit it up and see what you guys, I don't even know, because I'm all sorts of crazy. I went to a thrift store today. Only thing I got was a loose S.H. Schwartz fig. Oh my God. F. Oh my Lord. I can't read. S.H. Fig Arts Common Rider figure, a couple t-shirts, and a Battlestar Galactica VHS. Very nice. My thrift store pickups were right on the nose. They were things I was, I don't want to say specifically, but they're things that I was like, ooh, did these just get dropped off here just for little old AC Poo to come in here and snag them up because that's what he's doing? Y'all are sleeping on them. So, Ultra, much respect, brother, when you do your thrift store hunting. Because you really don't know what you're going to find unless you're, a usual at the same old drinking hole. But I don't often. The thrift shop here in my town, I go in there every couple of months, and they'll have maybe one thing in there where I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice. Why can't I get rid of that? Oh, I didn't mean to drop that. But sure, why not? It's another little window in my way. I hope everybody is doing well today on Friday, April 11th, 2025. There he is, Roughshod Stalks in the chat. We're only a few minutes away from the actual start of the show. I really should have waited and did a Star Wars special on May 4th. But last week when we were talking with Fumbling Through the Galaxy, talking a little Star Wars, a little chitty chat, chitty, and I did an audible and I said, let's do some Star Wars next week. Whether, it's a full-on show, a full-on special, an entire documentary, which it would never be that. I just figured, you know what? Let's make it Star Warsy. I know Fumbling is probably putting on his Darth Maul makeup, the little prosthetic horns. I can see him gluing them onto his head right now. So when the camera rolls, he is already there with his dual-sided saber ready to slay. Alrighty. Got that. And I did not pick these up at a thrift store, but I was going through my comic books today, and I found I found some really special looking comic books here that I think I want to show off here. You will hear the sound of my TC-14 hyperdrive to my my spaceship. You're gonna hear that bubbling up here in a minute. Oh yes, we have liftoff. I think one more time, and then we're good. Oh man, I can't believe we're on episode 11. 11 weeks of this nonsense has been going on. 11 weeks of you people dealing with me, tolerating my tomfoolery, accepting my buffoonery into your sacred circles. It's much appreciated. It really, really is. Like I said the other night, I was having a moment of, I don't know, coming to Jesus moment. And I don't know, just struggling mentally. I've been doing that a lot lately. Just a lot of stress, unnecessary stress has been fudging with me. But we're back. We're on the right path. We got deterred a little bit. But The goal has always remained the same. And I got a special announcement I would like to share with y'all here in a few moments. All right. Once I do this, we're good. All righty, folks. Let's get it going. We're going to put intro music. Da 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 do 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 do. I only smoke the 420 Ultra. That's all I do. Keeps my ducks in a row and helps me. I don't know. Helps me focus, I guess. Sounds like a good excuse for why I do what I do. I want to get rid of. I've got something in the way of my comments, and I can't. I guess it is what it is. I'll try to read your guys' comments as best as I can. I'll be switching over to a laptop shortly. I have it. I just have to figure out my own setup, so I'll be able to dual screen stuff. But as of now, here we go. Ooh, that's the wrong thing there, pal. All right, you guys ready? It's a little laggy. I see that. It's a little laggy. But welcome to the Ace in the Hole Variety Show, episode 11. SpACE is the place. Now, I hope everybody's doing really well out there. Let's see if I can do something different here. Oh, there we go. That works out pretty good, too. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, see, I can't see people's comments. Why is that in the way? But welcome, everybody, to the Ace in the Hole Variety Show, episode 11, SpACE is the place. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking Star Wars. Anything Star Wars, all Star Wars video games, toys, comic books, cartoons, canon, non-canon, deep stuff. Whatever you feel like bringing to the table for the Star Wars discussion, you absolutely do it. But what we're going to do first is we're going to go through. I have no notes at all for this. I don't even have notes for my shout outs. So if you're in the comment section, you're probably going to get a shout out. So let's start it off. As always, we're going to start off with Unero Numero number 1, Ultra Liger, coming in at number 1. Give him a shout out. He's always supportive, super cool fella. I hope you're a fella. I don't even know. We always call you a dude and a fella. You could be a lady. I don't know. Yeah, I click on comments, but it has a thing where it says share your referral link, and that's literally covering up my comments. It's weird. Like, I can't get rid of it. Even if I hit more, and I go to settings, general. Yeah, see, it won't let me get rid of that. I don't know why. It is a weird, super strange. But either way, Ultra Liger, there's your shout out. We're gonna give the man who laughs his shout out. You know why I'm giving you a shout out, brother? We got, who else do we have in there? Rough Shot. I think you're the only other one. So there is your shout out, brother. Rough Shot Stalks. Go check out his channel. Check out the Man Who Laughs channel as well. It's slowly growing, but it is going. Check out Rough Shot Stalks channel as well. He finds all the latest and greatest in toys and all that good jazz. So check out his channel and show some love to the family. That's it for those. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was too hot to trot this week. Not really, but I did go to two thrift stores I went to. One here in my town. They had some stuff. Trying to. Oh, right behind me. I'll show you guys what I picked up there. For my daughter, I picked her up a Garfield popcorn bucket, which I thought was just random and pretty cool. She thought it was pretty great as well. She loves her Garfield. And now she has a big old popcorn bucket for when we do movie nights and stuff. So that's cool. I also got myself a popcorn bucket, which I know it's a subpar movie, but it's a tin. It's a tin popcorn bucket. And I thought, hey, I like superheroes and all that jazz. So why don't I get that? Only in theaters. Well, how about that? I have it on DVD. So not only is it only in theaters, but it's only on DVD. And then I picked up these, which I genuinely thought there was one in a box, but there are three in a box. I bought 2 boxes, so there's 6 of them. They are, from the only English on there is they are accessories for a 1/12 scale movable figure, snap kits, 3 sets of desks and chair are included. Garfield is awesome in our house, man. That's great. That's great, Ultra. I'm happy, man. Very cool. But yeah, I picked up these school desks. They're all in Japanese or Chinese. I don't know the difference. Dirty knees, boobies, all that. But they were $3. I think she honestly lumped them in with everything that we bought for free. I don't, because the price didn't come up to what it should have. So these are pretty cool. I can't wait to build them, put them together, and see what some of the scaled figures should look like with these. So yeah, thrift store pickup. I can't say that to save my life. And then the last thing I got at the same thrift shop was they had a weird little area where there was 3D printed items. So they had well, they just had this, and I had to get it for $10. Let me actually hold on. It is a 3D printed Freddy Krueger. Claw and all. Look at that little detail in that face. That looks like Robert Englund. The color is amazing on it. I thought this thing was sweet for $10. Absolutely love this little Nightmare on Elm Street 3D printed figurine. This is awesome. I don't know how I'm going to put it on. Maybe I'll stick a magnet on the back of him and put him on the fridge or something like that, because this is rad. I don't have a lot of modern. I call this modern, even though it's the 80s. I don't have a lot of horror movie stuff like this, so to have a Freddy Krueger is pretty neat. But that is what I got. And then I will continue to just leave this light on. There was also another thrift shop I went to in Saratoga, and they had these. I showed a picture of them on my channel already a little bit earlier, but for $1 a piece, X-Force's the strong guy. Pretty cool figure. He has his motion still intact. Can't lift his right arm very much. We'll do that. That way he's rah, 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 rah. Pretty freaking awesome. I never really had a lot of X-Force characters when I was a kid. So to have him in the mix, we'll see how big he is. We'll show a comparison. Because I have the original Marvel Kingpin. He's a big boy. And then here is Strong Guy. So you can see there's quite a bit of a difference. Queen Bee! What's happening? So glad you're here. Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else I missed that I didn't see comments of. I've had him before, y'all. Show what to Kaz? The Freddy Krueger or the chairs? Trying to keep up. Ultra. But the other thing that I got for $1. Yo, what the? An original Street Shark, dude. Turbo Jab, where you can transform into a car. Vroom, 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 vroom. Turbo Jab. I had the regular jab. I had Ripster, Slamu, and what the hell was the other one's name? Streaks. Streaks was the one. Both. Okay, yeah, I will. This is cool for $1. I couldn't believe it. This mother effer goes for like 30, 35 bucks on eBay or wherever else you can buy these old ass Street Sharks. So this is original 1995 for $1. Heck yeah! You know that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy that right there. Put the Kingpin back. And then the last little bitty itty bitty bit that I'm gonna show off right here right now is these comic books that yeah, that's a really good price, right? These comic books that I came across in my collection, which I don't ever remember having these, so I don't know where they came from. But this is an original. I know it's backwards, but it's Star-Lord. 1980. Whoa, I looked up the price or the date on this. 1983? Something like that. Maybe 1980. This could be 1980 for all I could remember, to be honest with you. But this is pretty rad. And then I don't know which one. I'm gonna show you the this is my favorite one. Was this Indiana Jones 1983 original Marvel comic. This thing is sweet. I did open it up and take a look at it and put it in a new sleeve because the other one that it was in was trashed. And then I think this said 1977 on it. Yeah, 1977. A DC special. It's not your Captain America fighting him. It's your Superman fighting the Hitler. Can you believe it? Wild. Wild. I don't even know. Like I said, I don't even know where these came from. I don't know how I came across them in my collection, but I got them. There they are. They do what they do. We're going to turn the light off. So, that is pretty much it. I mean, I could go through, show you all the purchases I got through the day. We could talk about all the toys, the new Ninja Turtles stuff, the turtle van, the Technodrome. I could show you all those and this and that. But you know what? I put videos up on my channel. Guys, go check those out. And that's about it. That is about it. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say before I open up the chats. You know what? No. I don't have anything else I want to share that is at the top of my head. Just bear with me, folks. I don't have the notes. So I'm really trying to think. I do believe that is it. I wasn't going to bog us down with a bunch of riffraff. It was just, let's get right into it. So yeah, that is it. I'm actually going to open and I'm going to put the link out there now. Anybody and everybody can join. I trust you all very much. There we go. And the link is out there. So anybody that wants to join, I know who possibly, potentially will. Also, before I forget, it's 6:30 now. I'm probably gonna only have the show go till like maybe 7:30, so about an hour. I honestly forgot by the time I got out of work, by the time I picked my daughter up, by the time I got bills paid, by the time we got back from our walk, by the time we ate dinner, I honestly forgot it was Friday, and I am completely exhausted. So I'm only gonna probably push it about an hour, so hour and a half. Obviously, started at 6, but um, we're gonna talk Star Wars, and I'm excited. So until someone joins, I'm just gonna sit here and not say a word. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. We'll talk Star Wars. So my first introduction into Star Wars, oh boy, I don't even know. I was really little. Um, there were only the original 3 Star Wars movies out at the time when I was a little kid. I was born in 1990. Phantom Menace didn't come out till, at least 9 years later, 1999. So I had at least 10 years just about growing up with the original Star Wars films. Return of the Jedi is my favorite. I don't care what anybody says. I really love that movie. Oh, we got someone already. Oh, pardon. I will let you in a minute. Hold on. So yeah, Star Wars. I watched it a lot when I was a little kid. VHS all over the place. Return of the Jedi. We had a bunch of the toys. There were Micro Machines at the time. They had, I believe, they were still Kenner toys. My brother and I, we were addicted to the figures. Had a bunch of the Star Wars games for PlayStation 1, the Super Nintendo at the time. So Star Wars has always been a staple in my life, but it's never been the one thing that I was like, this is my shtick. And on that note, let's bring our first guest in, shall we? Well, ladies and gentlemen, he may not be painted up as Darth Maul, but he has the powers of a true Jedi Knight. He is the one and the only, bumbling through the galaxy.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, what is happening, man?
What's up, everybody? Queen, Ultra, man. Good to see everybody. I hope Roughshod joins us. I know he's got quite a bit of Star Wars knowledge in him as well. But
yeah, exactly, and that's where I need you guys to pick up the slack for me, because I know the surface level of Star Wars, if that makes sense. I don't really. I'm interested in the layers, but I don't know where to jump in to be like, this is the right direction, because there's so many different things now from when just the initial Star Wars, those first 3 movies, there has, whether it's popular movies or just popular in general, there are so many different Star Wars avenues that one could take and find themselves being like, this is my path, and yada yada. Like, so as much as I grew up with those original 3, my generation is the prequel sequels or whatever they're called.
Wait, is that me? Oh shit, I think I'm frozen. Oh, that might be me.
Oh, yep, you froze a little bit.
Sorry, brother. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're good.
Yeah, okay.
Prophet, what's happening? Is your mic up all the way, or is it just my phone, maybe? You sound hollow.
I do?
Yeah.
No,
it might just be my phone.
Could be your phone.
I'll see how Roughshod sounds, because Roughshod's about to jump in.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the dark side of the moon, we got the Nerf herder himself, Roughshod Stalks.
What is going on?
What's happening? All right, it's my phone. You guys are just quiet on my end.
Yeah. Hey, Virgo. Is Virgo in the house? You gotta be.
She's somewhere. Baby, say something. Hi. I don't know if you heard
her. Listen, before we get started, I just want to quickly say 2 quick things because of your little preamble. I got to tell you, Ace, keep doing what you're doing, man. I know you say you have some moments there. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I mean, I don't think people know how hard it is to put yourself out there every day.
Yeah.
And you're always posting, you're always hitting it. You know, Rough Shot's one of those guys too. He's always posting, always hitting it. I got mad respect for you guys for what you do, but you know, keep it
Thank
going,
you.
bro. You know, you get out of life what you put into it. So you're doing anyway. Appreciate you, and
I
you know, yeah,
I appreciate you very much for saying that, because there's moments where, not just specifically YouTube overall, but just life itself, where it's like, oh man, I feel like, and it's the energy, and that's where it comes from. It's like I feel like I'm just running out of energy, and I'm not sure where to direct that energy that I do have right now. And there's moments where I'm like, geez, like, yeah, I'm doing this YouTube thing for fun, but I also have a community that I want to keep staying relevant with, because you guys aren't my neighbors. So it's not like I can just see you and wave to you and be like, hey, how are you over there in your yard?
Right. Yeah.
You know, so, and I do enjoy this thoroughly. It just gets at times that mental exhaustion where I'm like, oh man, like I got to put my dad, or the, not my dad, but the, father hat on today, and I got to be dad today more than I got to be Ace.
exactly.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
I appreciate that very much. I really do.
Oh yeah.
And
It is it is always, it's what you have to do, and it's got to happen natural. There isn't nothing I can give you or tell you how to fix this.
right,
What it is you just have to get in your own groove, and you got to get comfortable. And then you got to remember that you're playing with fucking toys, man. You have a good time when you do that shit.
right, exactly.
That's a good point, man. You can't let it, you know, because you guys will follow Legend series. I think Rough Shot
Yeah,
certainly does, but yeah, so you do as well, right? So Tony at first, he was hitting it like you, man. He was like, ah, boom, 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 and then all of a sudden, you know, you could tell it was just starting to take its toll. And then he was like, you know what, guys, I gotta like pick and choose, right? So don't ever, you know, listen, you don't need me to give you life advice, but I feel like with just anybody in life, and I have to tell myself that all the time too, is, you know, it's all right to take a day off. It's all right to look after yourself, and you know, you're
Yep.
number one. Your health is number one. So, you know, we'll always be there. The people who appreciate you for what you do, they'll always be there, dude. Whether you take a week off, a day off, you know, like they'll still be there when you get back, man. Like,
no,
You going
exactly.
nowhere? I'm back.
And that's what I was thinking, you know, the other night when I was like, man, you know, I could post videos, because
Man, this is
to me, my thought is I don't post videos. Literally, I do not post videos and hope hundreds of people will see them. It's just part of my enjoyment of opening a toy and playing with it. It's like, oh, I might as well do a little showing off while I'm enjoying what I'm doing and see who enjoys that. So then my thought was the other night, I'm like, should I just keep doing this, or should I just do like the one show that I do on a Friday and then, you know, just barf all of that information out at once? And it's like, no, I do enjoy the sprinkling it out. But again, it's just that catching yourself in that right moment of, all right, I got to put my mind here right now instead of worrying about this. Like this will still be there. I just have to focus on this right now.
Right.
yeah.
And that's definitely where I was at. And so today I will let a little teeny tiny cat out of the bag.
Uh-oh.
I messaged you the other day, Rough Shot, asking for your address.
Uh-oh.
Now I mailed something out to you today.
Oh,
thank you, honey.
What did she say?
I said thank you, honey.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome. There's a little bit of something in it for both of you if you guys enjoy it. So, and that is me just expressing a little gratitude of, and I've said it before, but just showing me what StreamYard was, honestly, initially in the first go around. Like I wouldn't be able to do this with you guys without initially coming into contact with you, Rough Shot. So what I sent you is just literally a tiny little piece of gratitude. And I definitely know, I wish I could see your reaction when you open the box, because I know you're going to be like, oh, hell yeah.
Oh, well,
It's so cool. I don't even know how I came across your channel, Ace. I don't know. We have a person in common, so I was like, we gotta look at this. We gotta, we gotta look at your channel. And then they say, we was in left field, and here we are today.
Yeah, it's really cool
awesome.
because
Well,
I definitely wasn't, to me, I wasn't reaching out to all these other YouTubers and being like, hey, look at my little teeny tiny channel. It was like, oh shit, people are noticing me, and I'm gonna gravitate to those people that not only notice me but clearly want to engage back. So, and I did. I was a little fishy, and I took that line and ran with it.
Well, you know what? It kind of goes back to the other night on when on the on Kaz's channel when Bruce and Kaz were talking about the 3D print and how some folks weren't telling them how to do things right and things like that. And then when I came across you, I was like, I personally had just maybe a month or so before I even talked to you or even seen you, learned about the StreamYard. I was like, this is the easiest fucking shit in the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw you, I was like, shit, I'm gonna tell you, fucking StreamYard, it's the easiest shit in the world.
100%, yeah. And I did. It took me a minute to play around with it, but once I was there, I was like, all right, let's go, full send.
Yeah, it's way better, easier than trying to do it through YouTube.
Oh,
When you try to do
100%.
it live through YouTube, it's they don't make it easy. It isn't hard, but it's like a lot of things are hidden that they don't tell you about. And in StreamYard's just like, oh, you want to do a stream? Where you want to do it at? What's the time? There you go.
Exactly. And then they
And
have
it does it for you.
And it has the nice little windows right there, so everything is it's dummy proof. Honestly, it really is. Like, oh, who do we got here? We got Derek's Wrestling Toys and Tees. Oh man, hey, it's nice to see you.
Hey, Derek.
Awesome. And then another little thing I haven't 100% figured out how to do it yet, and I know I have time, but I'm going to announce it now. Since I hit the 400 mark, my next goal, obviously, we're going to keep it low, but it's going to be 500 for subscribers. So at 450 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. Nothing too crazy. I will show what they are. I will be doing 2 giveaways at 450 subscribers, and they will be these really cool posters. They're double-sided. Actually, I'll put it on black, or put me up on the big screen here. So I have this X-Men one, like with the death of the Phoenix.
Nice.
And then on the back side, it's obviously Birth of the Phoenix.
Nice.
And then there's another one, which would be
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill. And then the arrival of the Silver Surfer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I will give one of these away to, obviously 2 different people when I get to that 450 mark. And then when we get to 500, it will be I don't want to say bigger because it's not going to be bigger than this, but it'll be a overall bigger giveaway. And nothing like over on Kaz's where you guys are going to get a Blockbuster gift card.
There you go. Hey, do you know like a certain amount of toys? Like, say for instance, you got 105 Ninja Turtles. You should have a contest and have somebody guess exactly how many Ninja Turtles you got. If you know that's how many you got.
Oh my gosh, I'd have to go through and count them all myself.
And then he couldn't buy none for like a week.
I've got, and I shouldn't say this because I'm gonna jinx myself, but I'm part of on eBay right now. I've got the highest bid on $500 worth of Ninja Turtle toys.
Oh shit!
Hold your hand out just like this, Ace. Hold your hand
out.
Okay.
For very, 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 very cheap. Like when I say very cheap, the fact that the guy is putting them on eBay as a bid and not trying to just sell them overall for a higher price, it's like you're gonna lose a lot of money doing. But I threw my name in there, and I'm like, all right, I got the highest bid right now so far. So if I end up winning it's like 18 more new Ninja Turtle figures added to the collection.
Bruce.
Oh Lord.
But roughshod, they're all
right. There's a,
they're
let me
all
put
like retired NECA 2-packs of the Ninja Turtles.
Really?
Yeah, so there's Mona Lisa with the pirate guy. There's the Turtles. There's two packs of Turtles. There's Leatherhead and a Slash. You got Anthrax and Scumbug. So there, it's well worth it.
If you get it for a lot less than 500, you mean?
Yeah.
What's that?
If you get it for a lot less than the 500.
Changing
Right now, it's got the bid of 150 on it.
That's all right. That's reasonable. That's reasonable.
Yeah,
Well, how
and
long is left?
that's including the shipping.
Oh, then that's definitely reasonable.
Yeah,
long is
yeah.
left
I
on
mean,
the
I'm
auction?
sure once if it goes through, I'm sure eBay adds some sort of like their own little tax or something to it. Because I know it said
What up, Bruce?
So
when you
Bruce,
purchase it, it might add more taxes at all, but I'm not too worried about it.
yeah, no. Yeah.
How long you got left on the auction?
Just till tomorrow.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
boy.
So you're gonna find out fast.
Yeah, just till tomorrow.
Ace is gonna be there at the midnight hour, sitting there watching them bids.
Oh man, I already am. I'm already every time I go, like I'm not doing something, I'm refreshing my eBay to be like, has anybody put a bid in? And it's been 3 days, nobody else has put a bid in, but it's up to like 169 people are watching it.
It's gonna
I'm
be
like,
a
oh
last
man,
minute.
someone could swoop in the last minute and drop like a $200 bill on it, and then I'm completely out at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never.
But it's kind of fun. I've never ever messed around with eBay like at all ever. But seeing what these tariffs might possibly do, it's like that might have to be my alternative is to go to and buy it from an actual seller.
Yeah.
I just can't pay more than what I'm gonna pay for it in Raw.
Right, it's true.
There you go.
And it makes it so hard. Obviously, I don't go to a Ross, but it makes it super difficult when I see things that are in Walmart at your Ross for $5, $6, $7 or whatever. And then they're at Walmart for the $20 to $30. It's like, how can I justifiably buy that for that price?
I still am baffled sometimes at some of the things. There's things that I find in Ross that are like recently. The most recent instance I can put is I found that Jimmy Uso WWE figure in Ross, and 3 days later it finally shows up in Target. I'm like, how the fuck, what is going on?
Right.
And I understand, maybe a box got dropped, it got damaged. Not all the figures are tore up, you know what I mean? But somehow something like that must be going on. But I'm like, I have found a few things like that in Ross, like, why is this how is this here now? I could say maybe 6 months from now. I'm like, but this shouldn't be here right now.
Right. Like, how is it there first?
Yeah, I'm like, there was three. That one, a Rhea Ripley figure I found
Rhea
like
Ripley,
that.
yep.
And there was a Hot Wheels AT-AT that I found like that. And I was like, and I looked at it, and I'm looking, I'm like, in my brain is like, when I first see that, my brain always has this thing like, it just stops. Everything stops. I stop filming. I stop talking. I'm looking at it. I'm like, how the fuck does this thing here? Like, I'm looking. I'm like, it's got a fucking Ross tag on it. How did that get here like that? It's ridiculous sometimes. I'm like, it baffles me. I understand the stuff that's been peg warming for a year or two showing up at Ross. But man, when you show me something I ain't even seen in Target yet, and I'm like, what the hell happened? And why am I not closer to that source of that? Why am I not closer?
Yeah.
But
no, that's all right. So we are going to bring in, I do believe this is his first time on my live ever.
What?
We have, normally this is the man that supplies Cobra with all of his weapons.
What?
But today, I do believe he is the man that constructed the plans for the Death Star. We have the Prophet director.
How's it going, my human friend?
What is up,
Prophet?
Awesome. That's awesome. This guy
Yes,
has.
as you could see, I had a little dealings with the
I like
Empire
it.
recently.
I
I
like
see that. Yeah, I tried to transition your dealings with Cobra into the Empire, so hopefully that worked.
I've
Well,
never listen.
Destro, you know, Star Wars is a long time ago, and
Yeah.
Destro has ancestors that go back a long time ago.
This
Way,
is
way
true.
back.
So
Yeah,
there it is.
I'm a little off today. I had my hernia removed yesterday.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I'm
Ooh.
recovering from surgery right now.
Well, we
Ah,
wish you a speedy recovery, my
You're
friend.
home. You're home. You're home
Speedy
already.
recovery.
Yeah, I'm home. I'm home. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
the same day.
yeah. Same day. I know that. Like here, I don't know. Here it's Shoulder Clinic. They're all over the country, and it's
Hmm.
like you're in and out the same day. It's what used to be a 2 week recovery is like 48 hours now. It's crazy.
Right.
Right. Well, you really
yeah.
don't realize just how much you use your abs
Right?
until you have something cut out of them.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just trying to not move around too much
That's what I
because
try
Believe
to
it.
do. Just
it
even when I'm
really
not in
hurts.
pain, I try not to move.
But even
I
there in
swore
that
that I
particular
would
area.
never like take anything like oxycodone or oxycodone, but
Shit.
yeah,
All right, Prophet.
Yeah.
I had to refuse that denial.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Prophet. I'm with you. I never took a Percocet until I had a kidney stone, and then I was like, "Oh, that's what this does."
Oh no,
Okay.
that's
No,
hell.
look, I would happily just smoke the green stuff,
Not the green stuff, Prophet.
but unfortunately, right now, coughing hurts like
Oh man,
ridiculously
that'll
Oh
bad.
do
yeah, I
it.
Yeah.
believe it. I believe it.
right. That
You
engages your
use
core. Yeah.
you use a pillow when you cough, Prophet, if you can. Shove it up under your arm, and it kind of like lessens the blow. But I still imagine it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm doing my like I'm pretty much just like putting a hand over it like whenever I have to cough,
Oh
trying
man.
to keep it from jiggling as much as possible.
Well, now you have no excuse not to stream that show or catch up on whatever it is you've been trying to catch up on the
Yeah.
idiot box. Yeah, exactly. Right. So
Right, right. The penguin is in my queue
it's
right now.
very
Oh
nice. You are gonna love this show. It's
yeah.
The
fantastic.
Colin
Yeah,
Farrell one?
honestly,
Yeah.
I've been debating with a couple of friends of mine about whether or not Matt Reeves the Batman is or is not the second best Batman film of all time, because a lot
Ooh.
of people want to lean on the Nolan trilogy for more than one film. But I think Matt Reeves Batman is the only thing it's second place to, in my opinion, is The Dark Knight with
The
Heath
Dark
Ledger.
Knight. Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
I figured you had The Dark Knight as number one. So yeah, you can make the argument because it shares the
TKD ball.
same mood.
Well, it's the first time we actually get
What
to
up,
see
TK?
Batman be a detective. And
Yes.
considering that he's the world's greatest detective,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah,
about damn time.
they don't play into that too much in a lot of the other Batman movies, so I definitely appreciated that too.
I liked it. The Batman I thought was a night. I had great reservations about Twilight being Batman. I really did. I was like, man, I don't need this teeny bopper heartthrob motherfucker coming in here fucking up my Batman. But he
Well,
did
did you
a
see The
nice job.
Lighthouse?
The Lighthouse, that
Was
was the movie I
fantastic.
watched
But
to
that's
solidify if I was gonna like him.
I mean, Robert Eggers, who also did Nosferatu, also did The
Yeah.
Witch. Also, I mean, that's one of the premier directors in the world. So, yeah, I mean, but you're right. I mean, it did show that Robert Pattinson could be more than just
Yeah.
Pretty
what
I mean,
boy.
he let William Dafoe spunk in his eye.
What a wild yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what a wild movie that
What a
was.
crazy movie, dude. And you know what
I
I love
watched
about
that like
Eggers?
2 or 3 times and I'm still like, I don't know if I completely understand this.
Now, did
Right, right.
Eggers
But
do the
Roughshot, I'm sorry,
Northman?
I interrupted you. You were talking about your apprehension towards Pattinson as Batman.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was very and before he became Batman, I saw that Tenet movie, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, okay, I think I might be able to give this dude a shot because I liked how he was in that, in the way he did the action scenes. I'm like, okay, because that's what I was looking for too. I was like, if you're gonna be Batman, you're gonna have to make me believe you can kick ass. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, okay. And it was a grittier, grimier crime story. It wasn't that, you got a dude shooting plasma rays out of his hands. This is like, cops and robbers almost type of story,
100%.
And
And
Paul Dano as Riddler.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Dano, yeah, like
That's kiss, dude.
that's what really sells it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Um,
if you like that,
and all the villains in it are very realistic.
Yeah, completely.
Totally.
Right. And now that's why I say it's good that James Gunn is letting Matt Reeves keep his Batman universe separate from his DCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Because you want that grounded Batman to stay grounded. You're
Yes.
going to need a whole different Batman to come into this universe with Mr. Terrifics and Green Lanterns and shit.
Right.
Agreed.
Well, and I think you need that Batman universe so you can tell them more adult stories that Batman would have. I mean, he dealt with some serious psychopaths. I mean, everybody
Oh,
laughs
yeah.
at the Joker, but the Joker's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
some
Hey, there's a
stories
good
they can
topic for
tell.
conversation. In a gritty, realistic Batman movie, what would be a good rogues gallery Batman villain to bring into the next film? My vote is for the ventriloquist.
Yes.
Scarface and the ventriloquist? Like,
Yes.
how good would that be?
That's a good one.
Because then you can have him be a new crime boss trying to move in on, like, whoever Penguin's turf or whoever the big, crime boss is.
Falcone or So are they not going with Clayface?
I think
they
they're
are.
doing a Clayface
they were
movie.
talking about Clayface.
But I like that.
Prophet, what would you say is this for the casting for the ventriloquist? Have Jeff Dunham be the ventriloquist.
Oh, you know what? Actually, Ace, this may give me some hate here, but I hate Jeff Dunham.
I'm not a huge fan, but I feel like that would be on the nose. Like, okay, I get what we're going with here.
Now, I kind of like the scared old man a little better. I'm thinking something more along the lines of like, oh, you know what would be in it? A really interesting choice, Ian McKellen.
I was trying to think of who would be a good old man like that.
I was thinking John Lithgow.
John Lithgow would be even better. Yes, absolutely.
I love him.
He's Dumbledore.
John Lithgow as the ventriloquist would be amazing.
Yeah.
Would we be going ventriloquist, Scarface? Like, Scarface is actually alive, or is the ventriloquist that's doing everything?
I would say the ventriloquist is a split personality.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh, that needs to be a movie.
Now, see,
but that's the thing, because his men so believe in his other personality, kind of like Tyler Durden in Fight Club.
Yeah,
where they'll operate against John Lithgow even if he gives them orders, because they'll know it's the ventriloquist and not Scarface that's in control of the body at the moment. Right. So the men are loyal to the Scarface persona, not the ventriloquist persona.
Not the ventriloquist. I love it.
So I guess the other question would be, I understand the split personality with the ventriloquist. Do you keep John Lithgow voicing Scarface whenever he talks, or do you get somebody else?
Oh, no, I say you get somebody else.
Now, this is where I'm going to be like, if they pull this off, I'd be amazed. I would be amazed if they were to pull this off. Could they talk Al Pacino?
Oh my God, Rough Shot, get out of my head. That's exactly who I was
thinking.
Could
they talk Al Pacino into doing some shit like that?
I mean, if you're going John Lithgow as the ventriloquist, you have to go and act it from the same era.
Yes.
Right. So that's exactly where my brain was at.
Go Pacino, man. Let him. Hey, man, just
a little redemption for that bullshit he did with Adam Sandler.
Oh my God, what a terrible movie! I can't even believe you just referenced that.
Yeah.
Don't forget his comments.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with Adam Sandler playing his own sister?
Oh my God, I hated that shit. That was so bad. I can't believe Pacino was in that one.
What was that?
That
Little
was
Nicky?
actually worse than Eddie Murphy as Respucia
No.
in
Which one was
North.
this? What's the name of this movie with Adam Sandler?
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
it's
a
terrible.
garbage movie.
I'm not familiar, but
No, you don't want to see that one. It's really
you
bad.
dodged
That is the
bullet
reason
there.
why you're not familiar with that.
yeah.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
Adam Sandler is a acquired taste for me. It's once in a while.
So
He has his moments. He's got his moments, you know.
Yeah.
Grown Ups, I think, is criminally underrated. I think it's one of the funniest. If you're somebody of our age, totally relatable. But
yeah,
but he kind of peaked at The Waterboy for me.
that is a good
Waterboy,
choice,
Happy
Derek.
Gilmore. Yeah.
Yeah, The Waterboy is hilarious.
It's really funny. Well, yeah, Better
There you
Call
go,
Like
Saul.
every time I watch Billy Madison, it gets dumber and dumber, with the exception of a couple little, tidbits here and there. Like
Yeah.
his principal berating him for his ridiculous answer.
Yeah.
Or the clown getting up and singing, I bet you thought that I was dead.
Oh my God, yeah.
But when I fell over, I just broke my leg and got a hemorrhage in my head.
Yeah, what a ridiculous movie. I often forget that it has musical elements to it.
Man, that's one thing with musicals, man. You lose me. I ain't gonna lie. You really do lose me in a movie when you go musical. I'm like,
Well,
I don't mind it at
all
all.
right. Well, hey,
I don't
all right.
mind
So,
it.
That's why we will never watch the Joker 2 ever again.
No,
oh
okay.
God, the Joker.
so all right,
Joker.
but
Ooh.
you know what? There are correct ways to use a musical.
And
Yes,
the Joker
yes,
too.
there are.
Have
There
you
are.
seen this movie? I can't remember what it's called. But it's about this guy wakes up and he's the only one who remembers the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing
So
that.
he puts out all the Beatles music as his own.
Yes. It's great.
Oh wow, no,
And
that
he
sounds
gets to
interesting.
feeling
Though.
guilty about it, but then he goes and visits and he finds John Lennon gets to live because he wasn't a Beatle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he stays on it. You know what I mean?
what's
It is
the
an
name of that
amazing
movie?
film.
Such a good
And
movie.
that's the way you use music. I wish I could remember what it was called.
I'm gonna look it up. I'll look it up. But the Joker too, by the way, Virgo, was not a music. Literally, my spouse and I were talking about that the other day. We went to see it. It's a terrible movie. Don't get me wrong.
It's horrible.
But it's not a
Horrible.
musical. It's not a musical.
And I like.
I don't know
Lady
what you call it.
Gaga.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
never
it's-
watched it, and I just don't.
It has
feel the need to.
moments when they're not singing. It has moments I'm like, man, it's like two people are writing this shit or something. Like who?
Yes.
That's
Because
right, Derek.
there was stuff in the
Yeah, I don't
courtroom.
know.
I was like, man, they could do a whole bunch of things with the Joker right now. And then they got him singing.
Yesterday. It's called Yesterday, Prophet Director.
Yes, Yesterday, man. If you guys haven't seen Yesterday, watch Yesterday. That's how you do a musical correctly.
We
And
won't watch
Roughshod, I'd be honest with you,
telling us about stuff.
people were throwing their popcorns at the screen at the end of Joker 2. That's how angry they got. Like that last 30 seconds, oh fuck. I was like, what did you like? Who signed off on that? And
I don't
thought,
know.
like, what the fuck?
Especially after the first one. I'm like,
Right.
because I liked the first one.
Like,
Yeah, I thought the first one was really great.
It was great. But even in the first one, you start to wonder like why they were playing it as like a brain damage angle, and you were kind of thinking, okay, like how does this really fit it? And then by the last 30 seconds of the second one, you're like, oh, that's why. You're like,
well, I mean, the first one was pretty much just the Kings of Comedy remade in a DC universe.
Right. That's a good point, actually. It's a great point. Yeah.
You know, the Joker is to the Kings of Comedy what The Force Awakens is to A New Hope.
Fuck.
Ace, what kind of millennium? You got a Lego Falcon now?
I've had this. I don't have a lot of Star Wars stuff like I used to. The only Star Wars stuff, oh God, if the camera would just sit still. The only Star Wars stuff I have is my Lego stuff now.
Well, you've got a Samurai Stormtrooper there. That's kind of nice.
I do. Frank, our pal Frank Dumont, you sent this in the mail.
I don't even have that one.
This thing is, and it's just, the timing of it was perfect. Fumbling, rough shot, and myself were talking about these the night of, and then the very next day, I got this bad boy in the
Oh
mail.
my god. Okay.
Now, does that Lego, does the back open up like the regular?
Oh,
toy?
yes, sir. I'll show you here the whole. That's why I was trying to get the camera better, but we got literally the whole thing.
Well, I like the color.
Dude, I'd be so scared to touch that thing. I would be so fucking scared. I don't deal with Legos enough. I would be
Trust
like,
me,
man,
when you've dropped it once, you don't ever get afraid of dropping it again.
Let me tell you
No.
something. Once we put that shit together, he will never touch it ever again. I
Yeah.
promise. I'm not even a dust that bitch.
Now that is cool. That is cool how
That's
it opens
fucking
up.
right
Though.
on, dude.
So you do get.
Nah,
try to
what you
see if I
got to
can
do
rotate.
is put on a very high rate camera, a rate of speed camera, and film yourself throwing it at the wall.
Oh,
my
hell yeah.
goodness.
I've thought about doing stuff like that with like smaller things just to get that energy out. But then when I hold this up, I'm like, it's the pieces I have to pick up more than what I have to put back together. I don't want to deal with. I don't want to
Right,
have
you
to
should
pick
get
up.
a different rebel ship to do that with.
Yeah.
Dash it, you know, send it like down a rope towards a wall so you can
Put
get a nice
yourself on
controlled
blast.
explosion.
Hey,
And then
make
close
yourself bigger
then
there,
do
Ace.
close
Make
up on
yourself
Princess Leia floating in space.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's it right there, dog. That's it right
So
there.
you can, you got the little area there where they played their little chess game or whatever the hell it is.
Is that Lando?
Yeah,
That
look
is
at.
young Lando, because this is,
Free
I do believe,
Lando.
I
Oh yeah, it's
think
got
this
the
one's from like the
escape
Force
pod on the front.
Awakens
No, it's from
No,
Solo.
Solo.
or Solo.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Because it's got the escape pod or whatever it is.
Yeah, and then I had a couple of
Right.
other little characters I threw in there to go with
That's
it.
so cool.
Where the fuck
R2.
have they made a Millennium Falcon that opens like that?
You mean like no?
No,
Ever?
not from Hasbro.
Not from Hasbro. No.
Man, they need to take some damn. I like how that opens up. I really do.
But I do got little Han Solo and
that's
Chewie.
not from Solo. That has to be
No, but
I think that's an original trilogy because it's got the round dish.
Prophet, I think that came from a different set.
Okay. Wait a minute. The
Oh, did
piece
it?
comes
Is that
down.
what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because Force
I added
Awakens one
characters
had
to
a
this.
Square,
Yeah, he
square
added
dish.
characters. Yeah.
But it should have, if I can.
Does it even have the ramp?
I thought it did.
Still, dude, that's still crazy for a Lego piece.
It's
That's
cool
insane.
though.
I thought it
I
had
just
the
like
ramp
how it
on it. Maybe
opens
not.
up. I like how it opens up.
No, me too. Because the other one was so limited with just the one cargo bit, like that opened.
Yeah. You just had to, now they did jam a lot back there, but the way they,
But still, yeah.
if they could do a
But then I bought
this
one to go with it, to mirror it.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, the Dark Falcon.
Which I'm not going to open this one because this one to me is more of a collector's thing than it is the actual, Millennium Falcon.
Dude, you got a Sith Jar Jar Binks, man. Come on.
Oh, I know.
You got a Sith Jar Jar Binks right there, man.
And then I got a Bounty Hunter C-3PO. We got a Jedi Vader, and we got a Beach Bum Luke.
Oh, that's amazing.
The Jedi Vader to me is like, that looks gorgeous. That literally looks really good.
That's great. Yeah.
And now I do believe it is 100% the same set as I just showed you guys. It's just obviously in black because it looks like it all does the same stuff.
Oh yeah, it probably is, no doubt. But it does. It looks nice. I guess that's the multiverse of Star Wars.
Yeah, whatever it's called. Rebuild the Galaxy. They had a couple of different variants, I guess, from that series. But this was one. The Millennium Falcon was one. If I ever had one Star Wars set, this would be the one right here. It's just it's iconic. It's
how long, Ace? How many days it took you?
Oh man, it don't take me very long to do these things at all. Just like a day or so.
Good grief.
I sit down. If I have a day off and I know it's like, okay, I don't have to do any like grown-up shit today. Like my the X Mansion that I bought a few weeks back, I'm not going to even start putting that together until I have a spot to put it, and until I know I can just sit down and invest my whole like time into that, because I can't stand having shit just sprawled out and then just getting to it eventually. It's like,
Right.
I got to
I'm,
do it all, or I don't do it at all.
I'm with you. That's that. I don't
Right.
open something until I got a spot.
As
Right.
any pothead knows, man, you never want to start a project until you have the time to finish it, because otherwise
100%.
you wind up with like 50 half-done projects in your house.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I did with the pipes that I started to paint. I got a shit ton of those things going, and then I'm like, I don't really even have a spot to stick them. I just did them because I was bored in the moment.
Yeah.
But,
Yep. I know what it is. I know. Boy.
So I guess
So
I guess we should have come with some homework because it was a Star Wars show. To be respectful of you, you said you wanted to make this an hour stream tonight. You got a daddy hat
oh
on.
no, you know what?
So I know.
Even if we push it till 8 o'clock, that's fine because I know I just want to get a nap in before Kaz's stream. I didn't want to
So,
admit that earlier, but I want to get a nap in.
Be real,
dude,
dog. Like I'm tired as fuck. I need to go to sleep. Shit.
I need to
you're talking
meditate.
Period.
you're talking to a 50-year-old. So
Oh,
naps are part of my life.
So
Oh
Hell
man, a
yeah.
nap is a necessity.
But
What
Hell,
do we
I'm
got here?
napping right now.
I'll show you
oh my goodness.
my original trilogy toy that I like most.
Oh,
Now
That's
who makes
sweet.
that?
With Han and carbonite. So this is a gentle giant piece. And these are really rare. This is one of the rarer ones. So this is their maquette series. So I've been hunting these, you know, and I'm more of a Clone Wars guy than I am an OG trilogy guy. But I mean, this is such an iconic scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
And two.
Yeah.
I just bought a
And
Boba Fett shirt
so
yesterday. How about that?
yeah. So anyway, this is my kind of favorite of
That's
the
cool.
original trilogy toys.
I like that.
Now is the carbonite, is that 2D or does that have like a 3D element to it?
Yeah, so that's completely 3D. Yeah, so it's
Okay.
Like, yeah. And in
Oh,
fact,
that's awesome looking.
you can check one of my videos on my channel. I've got the 30-inch Han and carbonite that's at the top there. It actually lights up and glows like it did in the movie.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Which
Nice.
is
Nice.
which is pretty wild, right? So
That is cool, man.
Boy.
but that's as far as I go with
I
the
got a
original.
Hogwarts t-shirt. Harry Potter. Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Yeah.
Potter.
Harry Potter.
That's
I don't
great.
know. We start watching Harry Potter and the English accents start coming out, and we ain't even English.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just can't help it.
That's like when I watched any of the Lord of the Rings movies, for whatever reason, I got to start talking like Gollum once it's just whatever it is, I have to do it. So, but with Star Wars, we'll go in a circle and we'll start, because I kind of mentioned my history before with Star Wars. But we'll start with you, Fumbling, and we'll just go in it right down to Roughshod and right over to Prophet. Fumbling, give us your backstory, especially yours, because you clearly, your Star Wars is your hobby. So give us your backstory of how you fell in love with Star Wars.
From last night.
So for me, it was
Okay.
really my parents. Like, I'm old enough to have seen them all in the theater. So I just remember seeing, the original and then Empire Strikes Back. And there was a lot of imagery and a lot of ideas that really resonated in our family. There's a lot of that that's borrowed kind from, as you know, George Lucas's background. The allergy between the Empire and the German regime, and so it spoke a lot to my upbringing, my family. What we went through and what my grandparents went through during that particular moment in history, and the allegories for me were always there. And so I always just loved the fact that it was very much a story that just was universal, felt very comfortable to me, and I could really identify with those ideas.
Well, right on. What was your like? How do I want to say this? I don't want to say what was your first Star Wars memory, but like, what was the thing about Star Wars specifically? Was it a character, or was it just that familiar landscape you could kind of put yourself in?
Yeah, it was Luke Skywalker, man. It was Luke and farm boy Luke getting in a spaceship and discovering a bigger world around them, and that adventure, right? That hooked me. And it never let me go.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Now, it had to have been, and I can only imagine, I grew up in the 90s, so things were limited, but not as limited as they were in the late 70s and in the 80s. So I could only imagine being, you know, a teenager or a preteen watching Star Wars for the first time and grasping that same thought you just had of, okay, Luke he's out in space, but he's a farm boy like someone I know or like me myself, to where we're just a basic person and now we're exploring the world. And not only are we exploring the world, we're exploring outside of that world. So in the late 70s and 80s, you didn't have internet, you didn't have YouTube. So that idea really must have resonated to some degree of being like, man, if only we had that ability to see what's beyond, you know, it's going to sound cheesy, but to see what's beyond the stars like Luke could. To where, like,
absolutely.
now, kids that watch Star Wars might be desensitized to the awe of it because their favorite YouTuber is making the same quality videos, you know, for
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So I definitely have an appreciation for that, the simplicity that Star Wars offered, but yet that expansive universe of where your mind could go. I love that.
I don't know where my phone is.
Rough shot.
Yeah,
Oh,
Roughshod.
me?
Yes, sir.
First off, Star Wars was the first movie that I can actually recall in the history of my life. And I was hook, line, and sinker within the first 5 minutes when Vader busted through that damn doors with them stormtroopers. That was it. I was sold. I was completely sold. Didn't have to ask if I had needed to watch the second or the third one because I did. I watched all of them in the theaters when they came out. My first curse word in open public in front of my father in the entire movie theater was "oh shit" when I saw Vader for the first time.
Yeah.
And that was it, man. I mean, the story is simple. It is a simple story, but what they build around that simple story is awesome, man. The characters, the machines, the
Yes.
vehicles, all that shit. And I mean, it was mine. And at that time, that was it. That was the Mecca, man. Star Wars was it. When it came down to when that movie came out, the first time, that was the fucking sci-fi movie using the best effects, using all the best shit
Totally.
at that time. I mean, they built them fucking models, man. That fucking man.
Yeah.
Shit. The shit they did to make that happen.
Yep.
And I mean, by today's standards, it would look horrible. But at that time, man, you're talking about fucking late 70s, early 80s, man. That was primo.
Yeah.
Nothing could stand up to that shit. Nothing.
Primo, baby.
Primo.
Primo.
Nothing could stand up. I ain't gonna lie. Nothing. Not even Star Trek. Not even Star Trek.
No, not even close. Yeah. Not even
Now everybody's on a level playing field.
Right,
But
exactly.
Lucas had him by the balls, man. Shit.
Yeah,
And I mean the merchandise. I mean, it was a phenomenon. It was a phenomenon. I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was a straight up phenomenon.
Yeah.
I would say, and I could be wrong, but I would genuinely like to say Star Wars is the epicenter of pop culture in a way. Like every movie, whether it was a science fiction movie, a spoof, a comedy, or whatever, after Star Wars came out, everything poked fun at Star Wars or pulled something from Star Wars and used it as a reference in its own way before superheroes were even the pop culture zeitgeist. Like Star Wars was really the everything of that pop culture world. And I don't know, even toys, the basic toys that I had were, you know, ripoffs of Star Wars figures and stuff like that. Like that was the cream of the crop. So
Not Macho Man.
just good stuff. Did she say Macho Man?
Yep.
Yeah.
She knows the cream of the crop promo. She knows the cream. I had to show it to her one day. I was like, let me show you Macho Man being stupid.
Ooh, yeah.
Pulling out them stupid little milk
The
cups.
little creamer.
It's the little creamers, man. I'm like, this fool just walked by catering and came up with a bit.
Well, you know what? It's perfect we mentioned Macho Man because I think he's the one that said the sky's the limit, but space is the place. And that's kind of what the name of this episode is. Space is the place. So there we go. Full circle.
But I mean, even the merchandising with the toys, man. I mean, seriously, they made a figure for every damn body that was in that fucking film. I swear they did.
Like every character. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
every freaking character.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. Pretty much.
It was ridiculous. You could like almost do the whole movie yourself. They were like, no, we're gonna have these kids begging mom and dad for this shit.
Well, not only that too, but like the packaging was your play set with some of those old Kenner like boxes and stuff like that. They actually would have
the Cantina
the ability to break it down and use it as your back. I mean, with packaging now, you don't even get the full line of who's in the wave on the back of the box anymore. It's just it's like, where the hell did that effort go? Like back then, you could literally take your boxes and combine them almost and make a play set out of those fucking things. It's I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. I was about to say it, but it wasn't going to come out the right way. But just very ahead of its time.
Totally. And Ultra hit something so hard there. And I don't know if because so his last comment, which is, and TKD's dead on as well. But what's interesting about that is, so people don't realize there was a time where Star Wars didn't have the figures, but they sold the figures before they even had them. And people mailed them.
Yeah, I got that empty box for Christmas that year.
That IOU. We're going to get it to you.
An IOU, essentially, which is insane. It
is.
Fuck. Anyways, you got to respect that, man.
But they delivered. They delivered it, though. Even though they gave you IOU, they got it to you.
Now, Prophet, we will ask you these same questions. What got you into the Star Wars universe?
Well, first, since we were showing Carbonite earlier, I have a picture I shared down there. You could just show that real quick. No, not that. The one I shared there. It should be in your backstage area.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, there's nothing.
Nothing.
It's there. I presented it.
Yeah, when I click on private chat, there doesn't show me anything.
Not private chat. It should be on your screen.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you doing this from the laptop or the phone?
My phone.
I don't think he has that option there, probably.
Oh, all right.
Oh, well, okay. Sorry about that.
That is the one difference I found out about StreamYard is that one specific feature is not available on the mobile version. It is.
I do have the laptop right here. I just got to
my Baroness and Carbonite.
Oh shit!
Well, damn. Now I want.
Now wait a minute. Who's putting the Baroness in Carbonite?
Well, Casual printed it out for me.
Well, no, I mean like storyline wise, who's putting her in the Carbonite to the Empire?
Storyline, it's Baron Zemo.
Oh shit! That's a twist I wasn't expecting.
Right. Well, in my universe, basically, Baroness got her title from being married to Baron Zemo. Right, and they had a baby, but the Baron Zemo was a little suspicious when the baby turned out gold.
Oh no!
So when Zemo finds out that the baby's mine and not his, he puts Baroness in
good. That is so good. That is so good.
Oh my god!
No, so this for me, Star Wars. It was about a vicarious living through Han Solo, because the idea of having a starship that's also your home.
Yeah.
Right? It's like living that Winnebago life here on Earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, you travel around, you live wherever you want, you know, that sort of freedom. So when I got the Millennium Falcon, like all of my play revolved around that thing.
Yeah.
I remember that.
In that theory, then, is Lone Star from Spaceballs? Is he right up there as someone that you idolize? Because he literally had that.
No. I know he, but that was like, you know, just proof that I wasn't the only one that felt that way.
No, 100%.
Right? Clearly, Mel Brooks saw it the same way.
Yeah, he nailed it too, because that was very realistic. I feel like if there were people that lived in space, they would have literally lived just like Lone Star.
I think that
Right. You
Spaceballs
know, I
goes
mean,
hand in hand.
you've got a crew quarters in there. You've got a galley. You've got entertainment. You know, it's your own. It's transportation. It's the best part. It's so much better than like owning some planet-bound thing, especially
Yeah, I
when the
agree.
Empire can just destroy your entire planet at the moment's notice. You know what I mean?
So
So
now,
Right.
yeah, that was the appeal to me because before Star Wars came out, like my toy of choice was adventure people,
oh my
and they were
god,
all just action figures of regular humans, you
yeah,
know, out scuba diving or camping or motocrossing or whatever. You know what I mean?
big
They had
Jim
all these
style.
vehicles and cloth
Yep.
tents and little sleeping bags and all that sort of shit.
Yep.
So that was what appealed to me most about Star Wars was the freedom you would have of like owning a nice big ship and living on it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, TKD, you're right about that. I wonder though, okay? So Ace, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then we'll go the other way, counterclockwise. Who is your
Okay.
favorite Star Wars character and why?
Oh, my favorite Star Wars character. Man, that's that's so hard because I would have to say probably one of the bounty hunters between Django and Boba.
Okay.
And I say between them both because they share very similar, characteristics. Like they're both bounty hunters, they're both voiceless characters, but they overall have this way bigger impact other than just looking like a cool bounty hunter. And I was at that right age of like 7 and 8 when I first saw Return of the Jedi, and that had the Boba in it. Even though he got killed by the Sarlacc pit, it was still a really impactful thing to see as a kid. That the big sand barge, and then I was just hitting my teens or very close to when we were introduced to Jango Fett in Episode 2. And then that fight scene he had with Obi-Wan Kenobi on Kamino, I was like, oh, this is super freaking cool. Like they messed up. I don't want to say messed up, but I knew the story of George Lucas didn't realize how cool Boba Fett was until after he killed him.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that as like, oh, they're trying to redo something with this Jango Fett character. And then, by the end of the movie, he gets his fucking head cut off. And I'm like, oh, well, that was uneventful. But
Yeah,
still,
and it was the subject of a lawsuit against Kmart.
really?
Yeah, because back in 2000, what was it, 2002, I think, when episode
I
2002.
2
think
was
so,
coming out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kmart got the action figures for the movie a couple of months early, and they put them out right away. And
That's right.
unfortunately,
Oh,
in those action figures, there were some spoilers
That's
because
right.
the Zam Wessel figure's arm was detachable via magnet, and Jango Fett's head was detachable via magnet.
no
So
shit.
you knew that Zam Wessel was getting her arm cut off, and Django was getting his head cut off
Getting his head cut
months
off.
before
Wow,
the
I'm
film
I'm
came
glad
out.
I wasn't that perceptive as a kid at all. Because when I saw that happen for the first time, I was like, oh, what? This guy should have been in the next movie. Why are we doing this? But 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 you putting me on the spot, I'm gonna just default and say the Fets.
That's cool.
But,
No, that's a good
but I mean,
choice.
I love Qui-Gon Jinn. I love Darth Maul. Like that would be a Mount Rushmore question. I wouldn't be. It's hard for me to just pick one.
Fair enough. Profit director, you're on the spotlight, brother.
I would like this is going to be controversial for most dudes, but with the exception of the sequel trilogy, I say Leia.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Yeah.
Leia's a great character.
Yeah.
She's one of the best female characters ever in terms of like she takes charge of her own rescue.
Yeah.
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 Right? She's always the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
And
Right.
yet she's still feminine enough to
I love you.
play games with Han Solo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yep. Yep.
it's she's an amazing character. used very well in almost everything except for the sequel trilogy. Let's be realistic, that was terrible.
Fair enough.
But like any appearance she had in Rebels, you see where the Rebels got the Carillion Corvettes, you know what I mean? Like where they got that shit. Where they got, most of their ships and stuff, it was basically Leia smuggling them ships and claiming her ships got stolen and all that, brilliant stuff there. And honestly, I thought the little girl that played Leia and Obi-Wan was one of the high points of that series.
Oh, she was great.
Oh
She
yeah,
was
I forgot
fantastic.
about those
Yeah, she was
moments.
great.
Yeah, so Leia is my favorite character, and not just because she woke something up in me as a child.
Sure, Prophet, sure. She's great in the EU as well, by the way. She's great in the literary versions too. Rough shot.
Right. Well, I have like from years back when I used to collect the smaller figures, I bought a comic book 2-pack. It was Jedi Leia with Darth Vader.
Yeah, exactly. She's awesome.
Excellent little figure,
Yeah.
And it's a shame, like there's some Black Series. There's a Black Series 2-pack I would like to see. Luke and Leia in their training gear from the last movie. Just one of the only good scenes was that little flashback of Luke and Leia training.
Yeah.
So give me a 2-pack of that. You know what I mean? But no, of course you've got to give us 1,600 Kylo Ren's first.
And another
right.
50 Rey figures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Although I do like Rey, but that's a story another time. Rough shot.
Oh, it's Vader all day, man. That's my favorite character.
So Anakin, you're an Anakin guy.
Yep. Yep. The when we had the first three, he was a scary character. Then you found out that this badass is the kid's father. I'm like, oh, that's fucked up. And then it's like, then that's where it intrigues. Like, how did you get this way, man? How did you get this way? And I mean, to be honest with you, that's basically the story of the first 6 movies. Is about Vader. I mean, and what happens and what molds this guy to just, he was just like, screw it. I'm gonna be with Padme. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. Anybody that says anything else, man, we just gonna fight. And I mean, he got his ass kicked for it, but it's just it's that he's got that story where it's kind of like that second chance story. Even though it's the longest burned second chance, and he killed a shitload of people,
even the kids,
them little kids.
Execute order 666.
He killed a lot of people. And through all of that, he was still able to see the light. I mean, he went, as far down the rabbit hole as killing folks. And he was still at the end able to come out from that.
Yeah.
And then die right after. But
yeah, but that was the
well, you couldn't let him survive. If you let him survive, if Luke saves him at the end, the rebels execute him for his crimes.
For his crimes, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like
it was much better for him to die the way he did.
Derek said 2 funny things there. First, not funny, but Obi-Wan by far agrees the best Jedi ever, only because he never gives up the code no matter what happens. I like that. And then Vader said, "Fuck them kids."
Yeah, I was about to show that comment.
That is awesome. So for me, I think it is Ahsoka Tano, and I tell you quickly why. Because she showed both the best and the worst of the Jedi Order, which is they took children and made them children soldiers during the Clone Wars, and made them kill in the name of an ideology. And in the end, they betrayed her when she needed them most. And then she never wavered, never went to the dark side despite that. And of course, to me, she's one of just the greatest story arcs because she just captures all of the best and the worst of the Jedi Order. So I've always enjoyed her character, but I do understand the criticism that she's Filoni's pet and that she's been overly utilized in the modern Star Wars, and I get that. But I can make the same argument about Anakin and Luke in the originals too, right? But to think that these were all, like, when you really think about it, she was 12 years old during the Clone Wars, in the middle of of a war, expected to fend for her life every day. And so it was always a remarkable story to me, and I just gravitated through the Clone Wars 3D series. I thought she was just phenomenal. So now, having said
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm a little disappointed that we never got to see that future Ahsoka from the episode where she goes and visits the sister.
yeah,
Like they made Rosario Dawson Ahsoka look the same as like young Ahsoka, and I think they should have gone with a more drastic like aging on her.
yeah, I agree.
You know, because the her race, the what are they called? The
Gutas.
yeah, the Togrutas. They you know, their head tails grow massively larger as they get older. It's not just a small change like it is with Rosario.
Correct. And the females are even longer than the males. That's right.
Right. So I really wish they would have like done a little more of that. But other than that, like you know, I liked the Ahsoka even in the Mandalorian series up to her own show basically.
Yep.
I didn't care for her in her own series. A lot of stoically standing there with her arms crossed, looking stern, 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And then when she goes into the other world, in the world between worlds, and sees Anakin again, he's supposed to be giving her like one final lesson, and she comes out learning nothing. It's like, come on now. Like all you took from that is I want to live. Like, yeah, it was not the greatest. But up to that point, I'd agree with you. The only reason that I would put Leia ahead of Ahsoka is because of the Ahsoka series itself.
Yeah. No, that's totally valid argument, dude. And I will say this about Rosario: as good as she looks, she's terrible with the lightsabers. She's terrible. Like her fighting is. I don't know if it's because she just doesn't have the physical ability to do it, but you know, from screen or I mean, I understand it's a cartoon, but from whatever they have to what they're seeing in live action is such a significant drop off. Whereas at least Hayden Christensen, that kid can do shit with those sabers, man. I mean,
he's good.
Yeah, he could really rock them.
Right. Well, and there were ways around it. What they could have done with Ahsoka, they could have like just made her like you know, such a master of the saber that she doesn't really have to move around much to, you know what I mean? Kind of like what they did with Ray Stevens. Like he wasn't some lightning quick lightsaber duelist. His movements were very minimal because he used the force to see where he needed to put his lightsaber.
That's right.
So he didn't need all the flourishes and bullshit, you know? They should have done something like that with Ahsoka, but I don't think Rosario's ambidextrous in Ahsoka fights with.
You mean that nugget?
Yes.
Yeah, it's terrible, dude. It's such a drop off in quality. But yeah, I can dig that character. And I mean, it's hard to say you don't like Rosario Dawson, but it is what it is.
I like Rosario fine, and like I said, I thought she did a good job on the Mando and in the Book of Boba Fett episode she was in. But I just think I don't think Filoni's a good live action director.
Listen, man, there's a lot riding on him with this Mandalorian and Grogu, and he's a great storyteller. I agree with you, but if to hear that he's directing it, I agree, man. It's cause for concern, and there's a lot riding on that movie, like a lot. And
when is that coming out?
Great when it was him and Favreau together.
Yes, and so it's supposed to come out, I think, next year.
Okay.
They're gonna announce it in a couple weeks in Japan, because Celebration is in Japan this year.
Oh yeah.
So they'll make a big announcement. They're gonna announce a whole shitload of stuff, but yeah. So they might even show clips. So we'll see. But I expect Grogu, hopefully, will be way ahead of where we've left him now. Like I don't know if I'm in the minority, but I want to see Grogu like doing some shit, right? I want to see him like.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with the baby aspect of it.
Like so done with that, dude.
Yeah, I want some words.
Yes.
Now,
yeah.
In canon, in like the storyline wise, Grogu should be dead by the time the movie ends or something like that, right? Because he's not alive during like the Luke era, and that's
no. So he's
Luke is still alive. I'm sorry, he rescued him in like season 3. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Yeah, but what it does lead to the problem they're having with the sequel trilogy is at the end of as you know, Rey, when she faces Palpatine, she hears the voices of all the Jedi.
Yes.
So, and they say Ahsoka's voice is there and Grogu's voice is there and all these people. So you're either okay, like why wouldn't they be there themselves? So are they dead? And if they're not dead, then why are they in exile at this point still? Where would they be? But dude, they've put so much into Grogu that he'll be in the I guess, and Prophet Director would know this. I guess he'll be in the mines of Mandalore, learning about the Mandalorian culture, and that will explain why he's not there to, right? Because the Bad Batch, they're even in one of those ships somewhere. So is Kira and all the Zeb and
See,
all that.
that's where I was the thing where I was thinking he had to be dead was because my brain tells me when I watch those first 3 Star Wars movies, Luke has no idea that Grogu is alive. And I don't think he's going to be aware that he's alive. And that's just the preset mindset I have when I watch those first 3 movies. So when I watched Luke come and save Grogu, my brain was just like, when has Luke ever mentioned this? Like, was he just on a side quest and he did this? And then we get back to the main, like, when does this intersect with what I know?
Go ahead.
It's strange to me, like what they shoehorn in there and what they try to retcon, because like I said earlier, I only know surface level Star Wars. So unless I'm right down in the foxhole paying attention, I get very, very confused on some of this stuff.
Well,
like with Ahsoka, how do they explain where was she during the initial like prequel movies? Like,
all right, so that's explained in Rebels.
Yeah.
Right, and that I've never seen that, so I don't know where she was in like her little hiding while all that stuff was going on.
Okay, so
go ahead.
All right, in Rebels, there's a bit. It's actually Darth Vader's greatest line in any of Star Wars, all of Star Wars ever. Ezra Bridger is fighting Vader, and Vader, like, is coming at him, and Ezra says, "I'm not afraid of you." And Vader says, "Then you will die braver than most."
That's great line.
Which is the best Vader line ever.
Great line.
Well, then, just as Vader's about to kill Ezra, Ahsoka comes in and saves him.
Okay.
Well, then Ezra leaves and the place collapses on them, and we think Ahsoka's dead.
Oh.
Well, then last season of Rebels, Ezra goes into the world between worlds and he sees Ahsoka fighting Vader through one of the portals. And just as Vader's about to kill her, Ezra pulls her out. So into the world between worlds where he is and saves her from Vader. So she was actually like pulled out of time.
Right, okay.
Like years.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, and they reference it in the Ahsoka show. She meets Anakin in the world between worlds again. And Filoni, again, trying to tie it in, but not doing a very good job of it. But first of all, Rebels had 2 greatest lines in that one sequence. First of all, "You'll die braver than most," and then when she says, "I'm no Jedi," that's one of the greatest lines in all of Star Wars. It's such a great line.
Yeah, but that "You'll die braver than most," in my opinion, is Vader's best line in all of Star Wars.
So I have a video out where I actually say that Rebels Vader is, in my opinion, the best Vader that's ever been captured.
I would have to agree with that, man.
Yeah.
Rebels is underrated, man. People don't give Rebels the credit it deserves.
Yeah. So
no, Rebels got some good stuff going on.
Yeah, man. And
it was a slow burn at first. It was like it took a minute.
Yeah.
Right. By the middle of season 2, though, you're in it, man. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
And normally I don't cotton to that sort of thing, but I got through the beginning because it was Star Wars.
I got everything.
Like people keep telling me, "Oh, you got to watch Breaking Bad," and I'm like, "Bro, I got through like 5 episodes. I was bored out of my mind." And they were like, "Oh, well, if you get to season 2, it's like," I'm like, "Bro, I can't sit through an entire season of Bad."
No, to me, no show should be you got to suffer through the first season to make it through the rest. Like, if you're not hooked into it within the first couple of minutes or the first few episodes, then It's just not. It doesn't speak to you.
Right. But if it's a property that you're invested in, you give it a few extra episodes.
It's true.
Oh, 100%. I agree with that.
It's true.
But but with your Breaking Bad comment, to me, that is my second favorite TV show of all time. But I won't sit here and try to sell you on it, knowing that you didn't enjoy the first few episodes or whatever.
Right.
But it is good. I will say it. If you get through that first season, no, it is all good.
Well, you kind of have to, for the people that watch, whatever show they watch, if you watch the whole thing and then you take a step back and look at it as one piece, just as one piece of work, then it might look better. But then, if you got a season that sucks, then it's like, But then I can appreciate when, the next season they step up their game, then it's like, you listened.
Right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when it happens in the reverse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, where it starts good and ends bad, like take Lost or Sons of Anarchy.
Lost. Oh.
I never got into Lost. I've seen a few episodes, but so was the reveal of that the ending? Obviously, spoil it for me. But what was the idea of that whole show?
Here's the problem with Lost.
They were
you spent like 4 seasons, watching these people deal with all these science-related problems on this mysterious island. 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, you're thinking it's this amazing science show.
Yeah.
And then in the end, it's none of them survived the plane crash. They've just been in purgatory that whole time. And it was all just so they would learn to accept their deaths. It's come on, Abrams, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, dude. It was such a and then you think about the people, what's the the Dragon show, the original one.
Oh, the what is it?
Game of Thrones. Right? Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Right? Perfect example. 6 brilliant.
Yep.
Should have ended it should have ended 2 episodes into the last season after they killed the Ice King.
I agree.
And widely considered the worst ending of any television series in the history of television.
Oh my God, it was, and not only that, but I remember watching the final battle where they're fighting all the what the fuck are they? The frost zombies, or whatever the hell they were called. And even the quality of the show was so piss poor. That final fight scene, I don't know what the right term is, but they used such a dark lighting that you genuinely couldn't even tell what the hell was happening. And it just was shit. Like Prophet said, it should have ended right after they killed the White King or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, because the whole Daenerys losing her mind because Missandei gets killed.
Yeah.
Is just a little why is she gonna slaughter all the innocent people? I
right,
understand
just because
if the castle, but why wipe out the whole city? Those people were just victims of Cersei too,
Yeah.
Right. And I think that is this is my own thought. I think it was just to play into, well, her dad was the Mad King, so we just have to make her go that way as well.
The final episode of She-Hulk was ass, says Liger.
I never watched any of that shit.
Wait, is that because...
Dude, I knew I was out of She-Hulk when she twerked with fucking...
Is that the one? Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, he's being clever. That's good. First of all,
I didn't watch any of that stuff.
It wasn't terrible. I will say I'm never gonna knock an episode with Megan Thee Stallion doing her thing.
Speaking of, you asked us who our favorite characters are and why.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of talking about the shitty end of our entertainment spectrum.
Okay.
So, starting with you, Fumblin', who is, in your opinion, the worst Star Wars character and why? And you can't just say a gonk droid or something like that. It's got to be a character that has some sort of relevancy, but you're not sure what it is or why it is.
I'll tell you. Okay, so I'll tell you which was the worst character and why. To me, was Count Dooku, because he was so grossly underdeveloped in the live action. That is such
What's up, Hunter?
Such a great character, and so criminally underdeveloped. And you had Christopher fucking Lee, man. It's like,
yeah,
you fumbled it, man. So anyway, yeah, that's if I had one that just I thought was criminally underutilized.
Well, I thought he was
Real
asking
quickly, I have shout
which
out
was
to
bad, not which
C3PO
was
for
underused.
being tough. Oh, no, I thought he was bad. Oh, okay. So then, sorry, you're right. Maybe so. C3PO couldn't stand him. Can't stand him then. Can't stand him now.
No? Oh my gosh, okay.
I speak 25,000 languages, and he's such a coward that pissed me off. I wanted him to die in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Well, and he was only on screen for one reason, and that was to translate R2D2's boops and beeps.
Right.
Beep,
And
boop, boop.
hated him. Absolutely hated C3PO. There you go.
All right, fair enough. All right, Rough Shot,
Right,
who's
you
your
should
pick?
replace C3PO with subtitles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As far as the worst character in the Star Wars universe, or are we just talking about the movies, the movie live action?
You can pick from whatever medium you want to go with.
Oh, I gotta say who I hate. Let me think. I hate the fucking Gamorrean guards. I hate them
The
fucking pig
pigs?
guys. Yep, I hate the pigs.
Oh my god, what a fucking deep cut.
Wow. That's a
hate the
good
pigs.
choice, actually. All
They were
right.
useless. They were completely useless. They were useless.
Man,
They
that
were-
Rancor
they
found a
were
good
useless.
use for one.
They were just useless. None of them did anything.
No, you're right, actually, and they were pretty bad at what they were doing, even in the movie, right?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And I never understood, in a world where you have blasters and like saber swords, why these pig guards have fucking axes.
Probably because they ain't trust them with a blaster.
Yeah.
Well, those axes are like vibro axes, though. They can take a lightsaber hit.
Right.
Oh, can they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can.
The vibroblades.
See, they don't show that in the movie, so I'm just speaking silly willy now.
No,
Yeah,
no.
they got.
Well,
they got
my
that arm.
least favorite character in all of Star Wars is Maz Kanata.
Oh shit!
I did not need the image of her fucking that Wookiee in my brain after that movie.
Well, now you got it.
Oh, you might have.
Right, and it can't be erased either.
Oh shit!
I can't stop seeing that little frog woman climbing all over that furry tower.
Oh, and Ultra Liger has a good one though, which I kind of got to give him the one with the Ewoks. I wasn't a big fan of the Ewoks even in '83, but Jar Jar, man, that's a tough one for me. That's a tough one for me because I actually loved the whole underworld, like that underwater sequence. I thought was one of the better sequences in the Phantom.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, like I thought, just all of it I thought was really cool. The culture of it, everything. And Ahmad Best, I think is just such a great actor, and so happy to see him in the Star Wars universe again. And just the way what people did to him because of that character, I think I'm very defensive of Jar Jar Binks because of the way they just have Prophet Director chase his picture.
Nice.
But I don't know, dude.
Hey, we're talking about the worst Star Wars characters, so I think you take the best Star Trek character and give them.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. I thought you were giving me the finger because I was showing love to Jar Jar. Which would
No. I'm giving the finger to bad Star Wars characters.
No, I would have to say, I don't know if he's a bad Star Wars character, but one of my absolute least favorite characters is what the hell was his name? General Hux from the newer Star Wars movies.
What a waste. Yes.
Complete waste. Like that guy was just a screaming crybaby the entire movie. Or I say the entire movie, all three of his movies.
He gets fucking prank called. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Stupid. It was awful. And I felt like, how do you have, and I don't know the actor's name, but how do you have like a character like General Tarkin who did nothing, but yet demanded that screen presence of like this, oh, this guy, you don't want to fuck with him either, even though he's old. You don't want to mess with this guy.
Well, I wouldn't say he did nothing. I would say he actually did more than most in that film, because if you think about it, right,
Peter Cushing
he exhibited
There we go.
authority over Vader. Like in
Well,
his
no,
first
I didn't
scene.
mean like nothing like that, but I mean like he didn't physically have fight scenes. He didn't show like he's this scary guy other than just his general purpose of being, you know, in charge, where General Hux, we're introduced to him the same way, but it's just a complete opposite direction they go with the guy, to where it's like, how did he even get in charge of that first order where,
Well, if you read
I
the
don't know,
books,
he was
you
just
know it's
abysmally
nepotism.
bad.
If you read the books, you know he got in charge because of nepotism.
Yeah. That it plays right into that screen presence of that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because his father was like a good general for the emperor, and that's why he got power.
But even the way they dispatched him in the movie.
See, if they just gave a little bit of that backstory, it would have made sense. Like this crybaby general who's looking for attention, like it would have just summed it up.
Yeah, I'm with Thumlin too, where they really did undercut Dooku, because he had a very similar like thing going on, kind of like with like Ahsoka. To be honest with you,
That's right.
he was in the Jedi Order and he was seeing shit he didn't like from them either.
That's right.
But he just decided to go a whole different route. He's just joined the other team. He said, "I'll fix it this way." But there, you know,
yeah,
they explored that in them animated shorts, man. It was like Dooku was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck's going on?"
Tales of the
those
Jedi.
are good. I like those.
So great, but no, you're right. I think this is what kind of hurts it too, because there's, believe it or not, I know people are not going to believe this, and it's hard to believe, but there's a book called Shadows of the Empire, which bridges The Last Jedi to The Rise of Skywalker.
Fucking awesome book.
It's a fucking amazing book, dude. It completely changes the entire, like, when you read this book and then you see The Rise of Skywalker, it completely changes the experience for you, because you're like, holy shit, okay, like this. But you know, so it's and I think you know, this is the problem with modern Star Wars, is that there's so many deep cuts, there's so much lore, there's so many things that, and I imagine it's the same even with the Lord of the Ring, in a sense, is there's only so much you could put on the screen, and if you don't do a good job of it, you're left with this subpar product where most people aren't going to go read a book in order to fill the gap, right?
Right.
And it's you know, in a generation where getting someone to read a book is like, so it's so anyway,
that book, I give that book because that story, it was an Empire story is what it was.
Correct.
And I mean, you're talking about, you got the Emperor pulling strings on Vader, pulling strings on Prince, I can't say his last name, I don't start
Xizor.
Yeah. And he's pulling them strings and he's basically pitted them against each other. And you know, so you have Vader, who really shouldn't be taking any of that shit. And then you have the Prince there, you know, he's running the underworld. And it's just, you know, that whole story between, I mean, it's really, that whole book is a fight between Vader and the Prince. And who's more fucking nasty and cunning. And the whole thing about finding Luke and all that other shit was just whatever. It was about them two. They were like pissed at each other. I'm like, man, y'all should have been made that a movie. Why did y'all?
Right now, what they want to do is they want to do the new Jedi Order, right? That's what they want to do with Rey, which could work if they do it right. But that's another phenomenal series of books. But again, you know, you've got to make it so that you don't have to have read the book to understand what's going on here.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
The biggest travesty in Rise of Skywalker is after Rey like stabs Ben and leaves him on the down Death Star, Han Solo appears to him as a memory. Now Leia is dying at that moment. Right. And they showed in the last movie that force projecting yourself across the universe drains you and can kill you. It did Luke, right?
Right.
So why would they not have Leia project herself to Ben and have her like giving up her life to bring him back to the light?
100%.
Right? That would have been the most poetic way for Leia to die. Instead, they let her die on a table doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then you basically force ghost Han Solo.
Who should not be a Force ghost.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they should have sent Leia and
Yeah.
had her Force projecting itself be the reason that she died. But it's all
Right,
this Hollywood
especially
fluff about
especially
like,
after
oh,
they
it's
tried to convince us that
disrespectful
she
and-
was force sensitive anyways.
Well, they didn't want to recreate it digitally. And it's like Carrie Fisher herself said, go ahead and recreate me digitally. I would love it if my daughter could get paychecks off my corpse for the next couple dozen years. That's her words.
Is that what she
Right?
said?
So the fact that like Hollywood's like, you know, idiocy about like trying not to offend people is the reason that that Carrie Fisher's like, you know, wishes were not honored after her death. It's pretty shitty if you ask me.
Hey, and they were able to do an excellent job with her and Grand Moff Tarkin. When they did the CGIs of them, I'm like, holy crap.
Thank you, Legend. What's happening?
Yeah,
Hey,
a lot of
legends.
people
Hey, Tony.
a lot of people said there was still an uncanny valley there. But the thing is, like, there's this YouTuber who actually he's the one who did Luke Skywalker at the end of Mando season 2. Because they had basically this guy, he would replace like actors in movies, right? Like he took Step Brothers and he put Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone in it instead of
Well,
Right.
yeah, that shit's funny.
it's hilarious and it's
Yeah.
seamless and it looks incredible. It looks better
Mhm.
than what Disney was doing.
Mhm.
So they hired him to do Luke in the at the end of they fired their team and they hired him
Oh,
to
wow.
make Luke young at the end of Mando season 2.
Man,
And that guy went ahead and redid Rogue One's Leia and Tarkin for the Disney Plus streaming. Right? And they look way better now. So the thing is, like, the technology's there.
Yeah.
The only reason that they don't use it is because people get offended by the dumbest shit. And I read an article, this was probably 15, 20 years ago now, but it said eventually we will see a young Harrison Ford starring opposite Humphrey Bogart in a new Indiana Jones film where he goes to Casablanca. You know, and I was thrilled by that notion, you know. But now they're all like, oh, well, it's offensive to the dead to like use their likenesses and bring them back. It's like, stop your fucking crying and worrying about, like, that's the problem we have in this country is all these people being offended for other people.
Oh my
If
God.
a person's offended, let them speak up for themselves.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
being offended for them.
Yes.
Gatekeepers are the worst, dude. They're the worst.
They want to be upset for other people, but have no reason to be upset for themselves.
Sorry, this is the book, by the way, that I was referring to earlier. It's not, I totally mixed up my words. It's not Shadow of the Empire. It's Shadow of the Sith. So this,
Yeah, because Shadow of the Empire is Legends. Ken.
Correct.
man.
So that gaps The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. And honestly, if you're into reading and you're into Star Wars novelizations, that one will absolutely save your entire view, if anything can.
Well, nothing saves that Abrams thinks he invented jetpacks in Star Wars.
Wow, yes, fair enough.
They fly now? They fly now. It's like, dude, they were flying back in the Clone Wars, dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But no, anyway, I wanted to just correct myself. Sorry.
Yeah, you know, and other things that get revealed in the books that you don't see like on film. For one, like Phasma's armor was molded from Palpatine's Nubidian ship. You know how all the Naboo ships are that shiny silver?
That shiny silver, yeah.
Yeah, Phasma's armor came from Palpatine's yacht.
And
that's cool to know.
Another character that you get this, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see more, and then, okay, that's gone. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck those,
right.
Sequels. Those sequels, man.
Well, that's what happens when you give the reins of Star Wars to someone who hates Star Wars.
Well,
that's Ryan Johnson.
I wanted to see way more of what the hell was his name? Now I'm forgetting it because he was barely in the movies.
Now this middle finger is aimed at Ryan Johnson.
And so
Yeah, what's the fucking bad guy that Ryan Johnson killed off in his film? What the hell was his name?
He killed off Snoke. He killed off Phasma.
Snoke. There we go. That's the one. Now, I know a little bit of his character. He's from like the outer realm that learns the way of the Sith and all that jazz. Is he actually a bigger canon character, or was that
All right, so
is that pretty
here's the
much his
story of
overall
Snoke.
arc? He just gets knifed down like that.
Here's the story of Snoke. Snoke is not a real person.
Right.
Snoke is a cloned shell. The whole reason they wanted Grogu's blood in the Mando series was to figure out how to stabilize a clone so the Emperor could move his consciousness into a new body.
Into a new body, right.
But the reason Snoke is all deformed and everything is because they hadn't been able to create a clone that could survive with the Force in him. Right? So Snoke is actually the Emperor projecting himself into this clone body that can't support his Force.
Right. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
So, okay, then with what they did in the movie, is that as much as he would be able to do, or were we cut short of like what he actually could have been?
Well,
in like
I think
a third
if you'd
movie?
seen him, like if you'd seen them put the Emperor's essence into a fresh clone of Snoke, like you might have got to see him be a little more, than what he was.
Okay.
But the fact that it was like a, decaying clone of Snoke at the time, he just got cut in half pretty easily.
Okay. Because the way they built it up, like, oh, this son of a bitch is like this next level emperor, and then when you get him cut down and you don't really know his backstory, you're like, okay, well, he wasn't anybody, and then they just shoehorn the emperor in again in the third movie without really explaining that connection until
right.
So yeah, and that's where I get confused with some of it because I'm like, man, I know I'm missing something, I just don't know what.
Well, and what was the thing with the fucking knife? Like seriously, it means after the Death Star crashed down on an Endor, like somebody sat there on the shore and carved the knife, like right there, looking at the down Death Star in the water.
Oh, yeah.
Like really, come on, you asshats! Like, what is this Indiana Jones crap?
And that's where that's where the book Shadow of the Sith saves all that bullshit. Explains it much. It's much.
Yeah, they show him in ours too.
But, yeah.
And they had to kill. They had to kill Mark Hamill twice.
In hours.
So they let him voice the alien that gets decapitated right in the beginning of the film.
Is that right?
Like Ryan Johnson killed Luke, and then Abrams was like, "Oh, but I wanted to kill Luke," so we fucking killed him again.
Fuck, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Well, and this
I just picture Kathleen Kennedy just reaming his corpse with a broom handle or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I will say this, and I have to go on record for this. I hate to, and yes, this is an unpopular opinion. Kathleen Kennedy is holding the bag, but she has a phenomenal track record of incredible films, and everybody is entitled to do a bad one. I don't know that she's not eating it for a lot of other people's decisions, and that's what happens when you're the face of the franchise. But Kathleen Kennedy was there for all, like, if you look at her filmography, man, I mean, you can't, it's hard to imagine that this is all on her.
Yeah, sure. But in the other films that you're talking about, like the Indiana Jones series, Spielberg stuff, Lucas's stuff, she wasn't the final decision maker. And now when she is the final decision maker, here's the one common denominator that you have to take into account. Think about every single Star Wars movie that's come out since she took over. Yeah. Rogue One. Who's the lead character? Jyn Erso, white girl, brown hair. The sequel trilogy. Who's the lead character? Rey, white girl, brown hair. Right? Then you go into Solo. Who's the main female? Kira, white girl, brown hair. Even in the Mando, they bring in Gina Carano before Kathleen decided she hated her. White girl, brown hair. It's like every single female character in all of her shows have been the token version of her.
That one girl, though, she had purple hair.
Hey, Frank. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Prophet, that you make a good point. But what I'm saying is, knowing how Disney works, it's hard for me to believe that she holds the power that people think she does. Right? Like Disney is
She
a very
still can be getting pressure from up top.
it's such a there's so many hands in that pot. But she wears it. Like that's ultimately the bottom line. And you're right. Is as the face of the franchise, she wears the failures as much as she wears the success. But I hadn't thought about it the way you
Right.
said it. That's a good point. But I don't think that she's single-handedly kind of made these
Oh, I
decisions.
don't put all the blame on her, but I do
Yeah.
put a significant amount of it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. No,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
she is the one that hired Harvey Weinstein's right hand to be the showrunner on The Acolyte.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I personally, because I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan, and I'm an apologist for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but Dial of Destiny, man, I put all that on her. That's a really bad movie.
What?
I didn't
It's
like Dial of Destiny at
terrible.
all. I thought that movie was
What?
not good. Like the fact that Indiana Jones's best friend, his daughter, like hates Indiana Jones, and all she wants to do is bring him down and call him a decrepit old man. It's like, no, this isn't.
Yeah,
There's
they
ways of
introduced
doing
her.
it.
They introduce her stealing from him and then leaving him for dead with the people that are after her.
Right, and then at the end of the movie,
the worst atrocity in the whole thing is Indy's done, right? He's lost his son off
Right.
camera,
Yeah.
by the way, in Vietnam. What a fucking piece of bullshit that was.
what garbage that
And here
was.
he is in the past, ready to fucking stay there and just live out his days in peace.
100%.
Learning from his actual historical figure. And
Yep.
she fucking knocks him out in one punch and drags him back to the president against his will.
Garbage.
Like, what a bunch of bullshit.
So right, even though we got to see Indiana Jones and Miriam together, it was a sad ending where I was like, fuck, they're both just miserable now still. Like it wasn't a good send off. I didn't enjoy that movie. I don't recall very many moments other than just seeing like Sala in it where I'm like, oh, that's member berries. I like that. But
don't get me wrong, Kingdom of Crystal Skull has a lot of ridiculous in it too. Like, I'm sorry, but if even I don't care how lead lined the refrigerator is, if you're launched through the air like 3 football fields length in a refrigerator, you are
you're
a
all
puddle of
fucked up.
mush inside of it when it lands. You're
Yeah.
not rolling out of it unscratched. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. You're totally right.
You guys have totally ruined the Dial of Destiny for me now, man. I was totally. I don't know. Now I got to see it in that way. It does change it.
Yeah, Helen. The whole problem with Dial of Destiny is Helen.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, she is a horrible character that forces herself into every situation she's in the entire film.
Yeah.
And does not care how she negatively impacts everyone around her.
And I have to piggyback off of what Prophet said with the white woman being a brunette. I feel like her role was
another
specifically
Kathleen Kennedy
to be.
stand-in. Oh, and look at the Willow. Look at Willow, right? That Willow TV show.
Oh my god!
Like,
okay.
when that girl does her monologue in the throne room,
yeah,
and she says like 15 times in one fucking paragraph. I'm like, everyone else in this film is using era-appropriate dialogue, and here you are talking with modern-day teenage slang. How did that get past the writing room?
Man, you guys are crushing all my Kathleen Kennedy love. Like, thanks.
Hey, I have appreciation for her, but I just have to look at it like, okay, she was involved in the original Indiana Jones movies, so she's the only one other than like if Spielberg comes in and is like an executive producer, but she has the reins to that. She knows what makes it work. And to me, it was blatantly, purposefully made with Dial of Destiny not to work. And
well, did you hear about the original ending to Dial of Destiny?
No.
So here's the original ending of Dial of Destiny, and the test audiences saw it and booed it out of existence. And they had to change it because the original ending had young Indiana Jones, old Indiana Jones, and Helen all in the same scene, right? And young Indiana Jones sacrifices himself to save Helen. And then Helen, because young Indiana Jones dies, old Indiana Jones dusts out of existence, right? And then young Indiana Jones hands Helen his hat,
No.
and then they do a montage of Helen doing all the shit Indy did in the first 4 movies.
Oh man, I would have rioted. I would have rioted in my seat.
Like completely replacing Indiana Jones with Helen.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
come on.
No.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
actually, I
imagine
guess
if
that
that
would've-
had gone through with as their ending?
Oh my God, the people would have been
Thank you for
hanging
the
other
focus
people in the
group.
streets.
Thank God
Thank
for
you for the
focus.
focus group
Yeah,
that saw that
exactly.
movie and said
Oh,
no.
shit.
Jesus, I couldn't imagine that. That would have literally rivaled me right up. I would have hated it.
Right, but I'm not one of these people who thinks that like new installments that are bad can ruin the originals for me. Like, you know, all those people that said, "Oh, they ruined Star Wars."
No.
I'm like, no, they didn't.
No,
Star
they
Wars
didn't.
is the same as it's always been.
Exactly.
You don't
Right.
have to keep watching. You know,
Correct.
stop when it
Right.
stops being good for you.
Well, and at some point, Prophet, you make a good point. I often have to say this, you know, in my circles, is to tell people, listen, you're not the target audience anymore, right? Like the truth is
Right.
that new Snow White, I was not the target audience. You know, my wife, her friends, like everybody of our age group, we were not the target audience, right? It's a much
Yeah,
different.
but you know what? I watched that today just to see it. And I'm wondering who the target audience was, because honestly, it wasn't for children either.
So okay, so you've seen it, so I can't comment, but it got a lot of positive buzz from the younger reviewers, and then more negative buzz from the old. Like that seemed to be like which is, you know, like the Minecraft movie, for example, right? The
Yeah.
critics, this is the worst.
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
thing
yeah.
ever.
The Minecraft movie's clearly not for me.
Right, and the kids are just loving it. It's breaking all sorts of records, but the adults are like, worst movie ever, right? So, but
Right.
okay, so you say that it's just bad. Like Snow White is just bad.
It's clearly not aimed at the children either.
Interesting.
Because like there's a lot of aspects in it that are like, there's a lot of innuendo in it, you know, there's a lot of like, it's just far too, like, you could tell Rachel Zegler's hand was in too much of it. You know, there's all these like tales of her like doing last minute line changes, and like, you know, her fingerprints are all over the film.
Is that right?
And she is a angry, bitter little troll of a woman.
Oh, she is
Yeah.
not. Yeah, she's not at all appealing in any way.
Right,
No.
right. And it's just you know, the end of at the end of the day, like, I don't care what's inside. Like, the casting on that was terrible, because in no universe is Rachel Zegler more attractive than Gal Gadot.
Right.
No,
Right.
and isn't
Right.
Snow White, isn't that like an Eastern European,
Well,
German
here's the other thing.
folklore?
Here's the other thing. They accounted for the name
so
Snow
is
White.
good, ain't it?
They changed the whole meaning
But
of
that
that
nap feel good,
by
don't
saying that she was born in a snowstorm, and that's where she
it?
got
Yeah,
the name,
going no damn sleep.
not because her skin was pale white.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Yeah,
That's stupid. Well, you know, because you're gonna have those people that are offended by that then if they say that.
Right.
Yeah, but it
Well,
was more about like, you know, like she basically made herself Gandhi in the film. You know, all passive resistance kills the, you know, defeats evil and all that. It's like, come on now.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, it was not good, and I have no idea who it could have been directed at, because it was not directed at people who would have enjoyed the original.
No, yeah.
And it was not directed at children, like, at all. Like, this movie would have been entirely over children's heads. The dwarves were not fun to look at in any way, shape, or form. Sorry about
did we
that.
lose Fumbling?
Yeah, I think he froze.
Yeah, I think he froze. But
His phone died.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
That's all right, Fumbling. If you can jump on, you can. I am going to wrap it up here shortly, probably within the next few minutes.
Yeah, we've already missed 24 minutes of Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, Roughshot, are you watching that right now?
Yeah, it got tag team right now.
Yeah, okay.
But really, nothing really going on.
Ain't nothing happening right now.
It's the standard, you know. Everybody talks and points at the WrestleMania sign.
What is the what's the big moment of the night though? Is there anything that they're
I don't know what.
advertising big?
I don't know
Ray
what.
Phoenix fighting somebody from the LWO.
Ray Phoenix is fighting somebody
Okay.
from the LWO. I don't know what the main event is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, you know, what Ray Phoenix can do in WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for him. Both. I don't know how. I mean, they're gonna have to bring the brothers together eventually, but they
should fight each other like they did on Lucha Underground.
Yeah, when they were on Lucha Underground, they didn't let you know they were brothers, and they were fighting each other. Man, they had some awesome matches.
Lucha Underground.
And he's back.
Yeah, hey, now that you're nice, he's back. So yeah, Ace, if you're gonna wrap things up, that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and let you wrap things up.
Yeah, I'm gonna close out here at 8:30. I think.
Or
I
that
think
might be.
4 more minutes at this point. We can get our final thoughts out. If anybody's got anything they want to mention, definitely do that before we end it.
Yeah, hey, the last Sunday of the month, come check me out on Sergeant Curtis Schultz Star Wars Squawk Box. We are going to be doing 1988, the top movies of 1988, all ranked.
Oh, nice.
88.
So yeah, we have a panel of 6, and we all talk about you know, best movies of each year from the 80s. We'll be doing that the last Sunday of April for 1988.
I'll be there. That's cool.
Cool.
That's cool.
So check us out over there, and I will say goodbye. And you guys have a great night, and maybe I'll see you over at Kaz's in a little while.
Oh, 100%.
For
Thank
sure.
you so much, Prophet, for,
All right,
for
Prophet.
stopping in and filling in one of the blanks and keeping the conversation going. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Yes, this middle finger is for J.J. Abrams, not any of you.
And all of his solar flares. Good stuff. Anything you guys want to put out there before we end it? Plug your channels.
Oh, well, I'm not big on promotion. I don't like
Hey, that's all right. I'll promote it either way by the end of it. I always
don't like to promote on other people's joint, but y'all can check my toy hunts out. But the biggest thing is tomorrow night, my man Rico is gonna be in action.
Fuck Rico.
And I'm gonna be watching him. My man Rico.
Let me tell you something. Fuck Rico.
Rico!
I heard that in the videos.
Rico!
You might want to hear that bullshit.
So you
Rico
guys are
the
gonna be there
man.
again? You guys are going again? That's awesome.
Yes, we are.
Oh, there's Virgo making her appearance.
Cause don't nobody want to hear that bullshit. Rico. He Rico.
Hey, that dude, he put on I like watching wrestling and he does all right, man.
Fumbling. I got you tomorrow, dog. Don't you worry. I will have a story for you.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh my goodness, she'll have us. That's because the girl that shaked the ass last time is gonna be there again tomorrow night.
Oh, you better get a good angle then. That was one of my favorite moments.
You know what to do. You know what to do.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're having that tomorrow night, man. It's you know, I know it ain't the greatest wrestling, but man, it's such a good time. Just to fuck. I mean, it's just cool.
That's awesome.
Anything and then plus we got the Masters tournament is down here this week.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know how big the crowd is going to be tomorrow night at the wrestling.
It's gonna be crazy.
We don't want your kind here. I'm lying. But y'all don't know how to drive. Y'all already probably don't know how to drive where you live. Then you come down here and fuck shit up. Get out my way. I got toys to go hunt.
Yeah. Right.
This is true.
Well, it isn't that bad. It doesn't interfere with us. It's just one part of town it fucks with real bad.
I seen all them people in Target from the Masters the other day. What y'all looking for? A basket full of Gatorade? Y'all know y'all can't take that shit on the golf course. You can't take no phone, no nothing. No pocketbook, no money. Well, you got to take money, but you can't take no outside food, none of that stuff. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'll be stuffing food in my pockets.
No, they checking you. They checking. Honey, that's Fort Knox.
Damn.
That is Fort Knox. That is Fort fucking Knox.
Let me tell you, I've only been on that course one time. I've actually stepped foot, didn't play on it, just walked. And that was a long time ago, man.
In the galaxy far, far away.
Heck yeah, man. Us commoners
Before I
here.
get there.
They keep us commoners here out of that tournament. They don't want us to have tickets, but it is an expensive ticket, though. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Oh, I
People paying out,
imagine.
man.
People will sell their kidneys and their souls.
You'll spend like a few $100s on practice rounds just to watch somebody practice.
Easily.
And then for the real tournament, man, you're laying down $1,000 or $2,000.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Man. That is the first place I ever slipped. The grass is so nice, so low cut, that I slipped on the grass. It was that's how I was like, wow. I was like, I gotta really watch how I walk on this shit. It is not the front yard at the house, man.
No, that's right.
That is some highly maintained damn grass. I ain't lying. It's beautiful though. It's beautiful. I ain't gonna lie. It is. That course is beautiful. It is the green you would expect it to be, the azalea bushes, all that shit, man. It's what's there in Augusta, man. It's the best you could see out of Augusta is that golf course. But they put all their money into that. The whole city does.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's big business.
But you will not see me streaking the golf court naked or anything.
Yes, we will. Stop lying. I will see you all at Kaz's stream later. I want to say thank you to both of you again. It's so cool hanging out with both of you.
Yeah, of course, man.
Thank you, Virgo. We'll talk soon. And again, Ace, thank you for the invite. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're doing.
I appreciate it, man. You're always welcome to the channel, even though I put the link out in the comments and I don't directly send it to people. Like, you guys know, you're always welcome when you see it to just pop in and join the chat.
You got balls, man. I don't want to see nobody's dick in my goddamn backstage.
Well,
man.
See, the thing is, I think.
Oh man.
I think right now I've got a good. I don't want to say fan base, but we've got a good audience to where I see the same people cycling through all the time. So it's like, okay, I know who's coming in. I can trust these people so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the one I'm waiting for between my stream and Kaz's stream, I'm waiting for Ultra to pop in there and surprise all of us with this image, this look that none of us are expecting, or something like that.
I think Ultra might be AI.
Oh, we got AI Ultra.
Hey man, he buys all them controllers and consoles, man. I'm just saying.
True. He's building the mothership.
I'm just saying. Nah, Ultra good, man. He good, but
Ultra good people.
Heck yeah, man. That's the one thing, man. I was like, man, I seen that on Kaz Junk. I was like, man, I'm not grown enough to deal with that right now.
Yeah. No, I feel you. But like I said, I think right now the audience that I've garnered here is pretty well behaved, and I don't have to worry about any of those unsolicited dingle pictures.
Right.
Oh, really? You guys will have to clue me into all that. I missed that, but
fumbling, man. It's a rare occasion, but it does happen on Kaz's channel, man. It is. I mean, it's funny when somebody new will come in to the show. You know, they put the link out. Anybody's invited, so somebody new comes in, and then it's like, it's funny because I've seen it so many times, but it's like a moment of silence. Everybody stops talking, and then you come on the show, and then everybody's just looking at you like,
what?
And Bruce is over there. Bruce will be sitting there trying to goad whoever on. He's like, all right, man, just come on, go ahead and show your dick. Go ahead. You know. But there is a moment, man. Be honest with you, it's my most favorite part of the show, because I'm like, you don't know what the hell is about to happen. And, you know, everybody in the chat is damn near blue wrenched out. So it isn't like you're going to get far. And Kaz is right there. He's on the button, you know, just waiting too. But it's like for a minute there. There's a minute, man, where everybody, even in the chat, everybody's just like waiting.
Jelly Roll don't lost.
It's funny, man. And sometimes, the majority of the time, everything is fine. The majority of the time. But there's few occasions, man, where you get to see some spectacles. What
It's
people
definitely in a way it's more of a variety show than what I say mine is here. Oh,
Oh
it looks
yeah.
like his phone died again.
Right. Oh
All
well, let me
right.
get let's get out of here, man. Now I want to see something crazy happen on Cash Show tonight. Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No, we don't.
Oh man.
So,
Well,
but
thanks for
hey,
having me on, Ace.
I
Ace,
don't
thank
know.
you.
You're welcome. I don't know exactly when the package will
Oh,
get
it'll be
delivered.
here
I would say
Monday.
within a
Oh, it
week.
will be
So
here
just
Monday. I already know it'll be here Monday.
Uh-oh. She
It'll be
already
here Monday by 9. I got a notification
Oh
a little
Lord.
while ago.
She
did you?
took that.
Oh, hey, well there we go then. Awesome.
I was gonna say my dogs were gonna let me know when the package came.
Yeah, there you go.
I was
So
like, holy shit, he's
anything
sitting.
gets
I was
dropped
like, he
off,
just put the shit in the box today.
the gate to our we got a gate and then we got a front door and the gate's always locked, so they always throw the package over, which is fine. For
Fuck
me,
that
it's fine.
shit.
It's only
Hell
5
nah.
fucking feet. I don't give a shit.
right.
But when they do that, I might not hear it, but all the damn dogs hear it. And it's all of a sudden there's a bark fest, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I'm like, oh, let me go
There's
look
something
out the
out
front
there.
door, and there it is. So they're my little porch pirate protection agency. If
The
something gets dropped on the
PPA.
front porch and I'm here, they let us know. They'll just be barking for no
People
reason.
be scared. Even the
Yeah,
DoorDash people, they be scared
they
to
can
come down
hear
the
them. They
aisle.
can hear them from the door, man. They don't even want to come through the gate. That's how bad it is. I'm like, yes, that's right. These are my little junkyard dogs. They don't know nothing, but
Hell
me
yeah.
and Virgo. They don't want nothing to do with anybody else.
Baby, say goodnight. Cat me.
Yeah.
Ace, you gotta take a nap.
Yep. You got a little nap.
Yeah, I'm gonna doze
Yeah.
off for
Yep.
like an
Actually,
hour
yeah.
or so, maybe 2 hours. I don't
Didn't it
know.
come on 10:30 tonight?
Let me. And he hadn't dropped the link yet, so I can't tell you.
Yeah. If he's 30
Yeah.
minutes late, it'll be all right.
It will be there.
They'll be on late tonight, anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure.
All right, man. Well, appreciate me having me on, man. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
All right.
We'll talk to you over at Kaz's in a little bit
See you.
later. And then there was one. And then there was some in the chat as well. I am still got some weird energy of being awake, but my eyes just want to shut. But I kind of want to keep talking. I don't have anything to talk about. So, on that note, I want to thank every single person from Roughshod to Virgo to Fumbling to the Prophet director himself. Like I said, I do believe this was Prophet's first time jumping in here on my channel, so I do truly appreciate that. It's always good to have a new name, not a new name, but like a new voice throwing their thoughts in there with the rest of ours. So that's very cool. Thank you, Prophet. The Man Who Laughs, Derek, Andrew, TKD Bar, Ultra, Queen Bee was in the house. Let me see who else we got here before we shut it off. Frank, I want to thank you, Frank, for stopping in. I think I saw Legend. You were here for a minute and a half. I appreciate that so much. Minecraft Hunter, of course. The Man Who Laughs. I feel like I saw the Woman Who Laughs, but I might be wrong. If not, she gets a shout out too. And everybody else, if I missed you, it's not intentional. The way the screen is set up on my phone, it's very hard to see the comments. So I appreciate all you guys and gals, everybody that was in here chatting it up with us. Oh, whoa, Kaz was here. I didn't even see that. That's all right, Kaz, dude. We just wrapped up. And we are going to be jumping over into your stream here later tonight. If you want to put what time you're doing it down in the comments, go right ahead. There's a few more people here. I'm going to ramble off for a few more minutes. I'm not sure if yours is at 10 or 10:30, to be honest with you. But I got some stuff. I was told to show off my Freddy Krueger 3D printed figure that I got today. I'll show it off a little bit later in your stream tonight. But I am going to wrap this up. This has been the Ace in the Hole Variety Show, episode 11. SpACE is the place. Tried to emphasize my name in both of those words. This has been a semi Star Wars special. As always, we just chit chat about the things that make us happy. And tonight it was Star Wars and anything else that fell into that category. So again, thank everybody for stopping in and watching. Kaz right there, I just saw it. Kaz is doing his casual toy chat. It's Stuntin' Saturday. Does that sound right? Yeah, that sounds right. 10 p.m. over on his channel. That's Casual Toy Collector, casual with a K. 21 and older. It's going to be chitty chitty chat about ditty ditty that. Yeah, that sounded good. Talking about toys, life, and everything in between. So if you guys want to keep that conversation and all that fun going, make sure you stay notified to his channel and head on over there. I will be there myself. I'm not sure if I'll jump in the video, but I'll be in the comments. So if you want to talk to this famous YouTuber, I'll be there and I'll do a virtual autograph session for my fans, right? I don't know. I'm getting delirious. Oh, it's Friday! Oh! Oh my God, that's why it sounded messed up when I said it. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to bed. I'll be back up in an hour or two. Everybody, have a great night, and we will see you in the next one. Kaz, thank you so much for popping in, and we'll see you in yours, brother. Yeah, I'm a little delirious, that's for sure. Woo!